All right, we are live.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wings of Redemption. We're back, and we're going to bring another catastrophe. I don't know.
Another every live stream.
That does not look good to the sponsors, Wings. When we talk about bring catastrophe. Yeah, like that one time we threatened that lady at Walmart, and she went home and hung herself. Yeah!
Damn straight. Rope sponsorship. You gotta look at the flip side. You can't be have negativity in your heart.
Painkiller already, sponsored by Sure-All Rope. Sure-All, when you want to hang yourself because of your shame.
Oh, my goodness. We should do a quick little... Let me talk about the DDoS thing for just a second. I've been working super hard on the DDoS. I think I'm going to do a separate video where I talk about this, but just so that PKA fans know, I had done a live stream today that went without trouble. And it made me think, let's try doing PKA live again. But it looks like they attack PKA and they don't necessarily attack... my gaming live streams, or I don't know, whatever reason. I do everything I can. I've spent a lot of money. I've spent a lot of time trying to bring this to you without any interruption, and I won't quit until I get it right. I've got a couple more good ideas. Oh.
You know what, Kyle?
What's up?
I'm kind of glad that we brought a tech guy in as one of the original three.
Oh man, Woody's a good friend to have for a number of reasons, and that's just when you take on friends and you consider somebody your actual friend in real life. You have to bring some bad stuff with them, but you really have to count the good things that come with your friend, and those come in the form of their attributes. Maybe you're friends with some big 6'8" guy, some monster of a man that's scary. Maybe that dude will kick anybody's ass that fucks with you. But if you're friends with like a tech guy, you're like, you know what? I don't have to pay that Asian guy $50 an hour anymore. I got Woody on hand.
All right. Thank you.
You're friends with Wings.
I wish
you got
I was
like
more
an extra
successful.
large pizza that he's finishing.
Some of the ideas. Pizza you need finishing. So some of the people, I feel like, as Lefty put it, like we have bigger, badder wolves attacking this show than some of the other shows. That's part of the problem. I've tried a bunch of things. I think we can get this worked out, but. Maybe next week. I won't stop working on it. But I didn't want people to think that we kicked off the show tonight just like hoping it would go well or unprepared. I had done test streams. I had provoked my DDoSers and everything went fine. But then in the live show it didn't.
We killed one of the DDoSers that we had discovered, so we thought he was one of the bigger ones, but apparently we killed the wrong one. So
and it's not just one of them, right? You can tell, as it ramps up, there's a collection of people who go after this show every week and go after my other live streams and stuff like that. And it's often totally different than the guys who claim credit for it. Like the guys that claim credit for it, some of them are just total jokes.
And we just haven't been killing the wrong ones.
Yeah.
The right ones.
We've been killing.
The solution is kill everybody. If I see somebody on the street tomorrow, I'm just killing.
You should have seen what Lefty did.
Lefty, we don't necessarily know that they're black.
You should have seen what happened to the black hacker. Lefty he stepped in front of us all and kind of looked back, kind of like Tom Cruise would, and he goes, "I got this one," and closed the door behind. He was in there for hours. I don't know what he did to that poor kid.
Yeah,
Lefty told me that he didn't tip a guy for a pizza once because he was a black guy.
Yeah. He says he won't even eat the pizza. That's what he said.
Yeah, he said I don't want to touch that because that blank had his hands all over it.
Yeah. Actually,
no, that's my word for him too. I call them blanks. That's what
we know what you call them.
We all know the word.
It
starts with N and it rhymes with bigger because you're a bigger racist than anyone I have ever met.
He lives in Georgia.
And I live in Georgia.
30 years in the past.
Says the guy who just said, "I'm glad I'm friends with Woody, so I don't have to pay the Asian guy $50 to be my tech friend."
Oh, what? That is a compliment. My Asian brethren out there know that they are just intellectually superior to the white man and more motivated.
What would happen if you got Woody on Adderall?
If you didn't have those tiny dicks, then you would just conquer us. Yes, but our giant, correctly sized Caucasian members just keep you where you belong. Right there, even with us.
That and the A-bomb.
That and the A-bomb. That's a whole different story. That's why you have the little dicks, by the way, in case you didn't know. It's the A-bomb. That's what did it.
It's a radiation offset. That's the deal.
This, of course, does not apply to people in Southeast Asia and Vietnam and Korea. I apologize to you.
Kyle, they made a basketball player that was Asian, was 7'2". I'm waiting for the Asian porn star with the 10-inch dick. You think it's coming?
He's
I
not
don't
coming,
think that's
dude.
coming.
That's not
No,
happening.
It's not happening. It's a genetic thing. Look at British people with their big
Come on,
ears.
they got a 7-foot basketball player that's Chinese. That don't
Yeah,
happen.
You don't think Yao Ming was packing? You don't think Yao Ming was
He
packing
had
a lot
to be,
south
right?
of the border?
He had to
Yeah.
be. Like, I just don't understand, you know? Like, if I see a guy who's 7 foot tall, his fingers are very long and his hands are enormous, bigger than, like, they could palm my head. If I see a guy that's 7 feet tall, he has gigantic feet. His arms are very long. His shin bone, is that a tibia? Is gigantic. Their rib cage is large.
You just get his dick beaters around your neck and just choke the life out of you.
Am I to believe that a guy who's 7 foot tall couldn't take that freaking unit of his and put it around my neck like a tie and, you know, straighten that shit out?
You almost said
It's
news.
like a different. It's like a different sexual hormone.
I like to think of the statue of David in these situations.
Oh God!
I love that statue. He makes me feel better about me.
Yeah,
It was cold. You stand there and pose
Yeah.
for a fucking sculptor for 6 years.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not gonna be looking impressive.
Yeah, you'd have to like wait there, and then when the sculptor gave him the heads up of like, all right, I'm gonna get into the dick, you'd be like, all right, give me like 1 minute, I'm gonna get to like 40%, and then you're gonna break through this.
You know he had to mess up on the dick 2 or 3
Dude,
times. He just kept running out of rock.
Yeah, that's what happened. He was originally gigantic, and there was a chip in it halfway through. Sucker broke off, and that's the David. That's
At
there.
the big unveiling, the guy's like, "What the fuck? Like, come on, that's bullshit."
I'd have slipped him 5 dinars or whatever their monetary unit was, and been like,
You know
"Hook me
what?
up, baby."
Maybe it was this. What if David himself had a very small penis, and he knew that women were going to be viewing this as probably the first example of a naked man other than her husband? So he was like, let's take one for the team here. Give him a tiny dick, so they'll all be like, "Man, my husband is packing."
I used to be a lifeguard on the beach. I may have mentioned that a time or two. And there was this girl who was totally like, she was just crushing on all of the lifeguards, right? Because they're pretty much fit and they're tan and stuff. And the guy's like, Woody's right here, man. Woody's here. Woody's penis is small. It'd be your first time, right? It would have been her first time. And his entire line of persuasion was based around the fact that my like tiny little penis would be ideal for her to pop that cherry. It didn't work. I didn't sleep with her, but
I would not be willing to do that.
I
just to
was.
bang her, because then she goes back, tells all her friends, and then bam, whole friend group ruined. Unless you weren't friends with any of her friends.
Or
She'd be like,
unless-
"Oh,
I
or
don't think
unless
you
Woody's-
understand tourist
Or
dating.
unless, yeah,
I might not have gotten your thing, but there is a fresh new batch of population of women every week in this lifeguard business. Like, that's the deal. There is no history, there is no reputation, there's no nothing. Come Saturday, all the old is out, all the new is in. There was a summer when I was 17 where I would just like date everybody I could all the time. You know, I'd have 2 or 3 girlfriends going at once. I'd take them to see Pretty Woman. You guys know that movie, right? Mm-hmm. I saw Pretty Woman like 27 times in the theater. I would just
27 times?
so
Seriously?
it was like the date movie. It was my most successful date movie. So I'd take her to Pretty Woman again and again and again every
All right,
week.
Woody, you're old school. Let's go on to this.
No, that's
Going
what
to a movie as a
No,
date.
That works.
That's
That
a
was like a
kinda lame
blowjob
date.
machine.
No, that's what I go. That's where I go
Come
on a
on, think
fucking
of it. You
date.
go to a date,
If I-
you're trying to meet the girl, you're trying to get in her pants. What are you going to do, sit in the silence for an hour and a half?
Yes,
I'm-
exactly.
I actually
exactly.
don't like the movie as a date. Like, if the current version of me would find an activity. You know, I'd rather go play mini golf or putt-putt golf, depending where you're from. I'd rather go race go-karts.
You got to show off the buns of steels, huh?
I'd rather go race. I'd rather have an activity where the two of us are engaged, distracted, so that you don't have to sit there and like carry conversation the whole time, but together like on a common goal. Like, that to me is the ideal date. I tell young guys who can't drive yet, bring your girl over, bake brownies. You know, stir it. You'll be licking the freaking spoons together. At the end, you'll have brownies. And it sounds lame, but that's actually a decent way to spend your afternoon if you can't go anywhere. Like, I like that as a date idea.
I like the movie, and this is why. After the movie, I can question her about the movie and determine everything I need to know about her
Go on.
based upon her opinion of the movie.
Like a quiz?
Yeah, like a quiz.
How much can you really learn
You-
on
you-
somebody if
A
you
lot,
take them to like
a lot.
a gangbang movie?
You can't learn
Alright,
that
well,
right
no,
now.
I-
Like, there's
I
no
don't-
way you're learning that much, like from a chick flick, you know?
I think you. Oh, I wouldn't take a girl to a chick flick anyway. That doesn't happen. We find common ground when it comes to movies. I'm not gonna watch a chick flick or any movie with a Indian protagonist because I can't get down with that. Sorry.
Did you hear what Lefty just said
What did
about
you just say, Lefty? God damn.
Wait, what? No, I said nothing. No.
And it's I don't feel like I'm racist. I feel like just for some reason I can't get behind an Indian protagonist. You know, the guy who's like leading the charge. I can't deal with it.
Did
Like,
you
was
Life of
see
Pi?
Slumdog Millionaire?
I watched it and I had to force myself to watch it. And after it was over, I was like, and it won Best Picture, I believe. But in my head, I was like, that was a really good movie.
You weren't
But-
down with that one where the guy had to strap a bomb to his chest and rob a bank?
No, that was in the news, dude. You know.
No, I was. I don't like that movie for a totally different reason. But I actually like that guy, but he wasn't the lead role anyway. It was
Which
the,
Indian? What movies have Indian?
30 seconds or less. 30 minutes or less.
30
Like, no
minutes or
Indian
less. Yeah.
protagonists.
Yeah,
He was a supporting man in that movie, and he did a good job.
typically
Yeah, but he's
the
not the lead role.
protagonist is someone that Lefty would like, a white guy or Will Smith.
Yeah, exactly. I have no problem with a black or Denzel Washington or Morgan Freeman or Jamie Foxx. Like, you can name just as many black stars as you can white stars that are like actually top level. The black guys who are actors are all top level, pretty much. Like the ones you can think
they're
of.
not.
Martin Lawrence.
What about the ones I just named?
Tyler Perry, you know, Martin Lawrence.
Tyler.
No. Tyler
You might
Perry's
not
bad just because he's
Hang
bad.
on, no, time out.
It's got
You
nothing to
consider
do with...
Tyler Perry bad, but he's
I
made
mean,
so
what about
much
Tyrese?
money
Tyrese
from
ain't no
that.
good actor.
Yeah, making a bunch of money doesn't mean he's good though. He just
Yeah.
panders.
That's a good point too.
I can't
Snoop
let it
Dogg
go.
wasn't a good actor.
No, he wasn't. He was in that vampire movie, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That was
I
really
can name
good.
I can name bad black actors left and right.
I just feel like
Oftentimes-
I feel like some of the best. Let me say it this way: I feel like some of the best are black.
I mean, yeah, you go Denzel Washington,
Denzel,
you know,
yeah.
Cuba Gooding Jr. These
Morgan
are good
Freeman.
top. Morgan Freeman. These are top tier
Jamie
actors.
Foxx. I think Jamie Foxx is right
He
up
goes
there.
the
with
same
Earl
way over
Jones.
here.
Like
Jamie
Foxx.
Foxx, because of Django, suddenly Jamie Foxx is propelled into that league with me. And Will Smith. The thing about Will Smith to me is not that his acting carries a film. I mean, he's a fun time to watch, but Will Smith chooses scripts. Like, if Will Smith decides to do a movie, that movie will probably be good. It will probably be a first class. There's a good chance of it being like a 4th of July grand slam. Whereas other actors, you know, they have some hits and misses.
Leonardo DiCaprio is the same way. It's
Yep.
difficult to name a bad Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that entirely.
Think about it.
I have more respect for Samuel L. Jackson because he'll do anything.
And the thing about it is, you don't hold it against him. You don't hold it against him.
Yeah,
Like,
he gets
you're-
a
I
free
seen that motherfucker on a Lifetime movie the other day. I was like, what the fuck? This got Samuel Jackson in it.
Are you watching a lot of Lifetime recently? Because I've heard.
I hang out with my grandma from time to time, and that's all she watches.
Isn't that the channel where it's all about like women?
The Man
beating-
Hater channel, you know, if it's
Yeah.
not a man raping a woman, it's a man beating a woman, or it's a man taking a woman's kids.
Damn.
Movie Network.
Doesn't sound like a pleasant channel.
It is for the women. They love that.
They
They're
love
like,
that shit.
"Yeah."
They eat it up with a spoon.
Wait. Did Lefty just say women love rape?
yes.
No.
Yes,
No,
he did.
yes, he
Yes,
did.
No.
Wings agreed wholeheartedly and said they, quote,
No.
eat it up with a spoon.
They do. They do.
That sounds like something you do after the rape, and that is just disgusting.
Oh, God.
I've seen that one movie where the woman gets beat down with a brick like 8 times. And then she comes back and stabs him to death
Well,
because the
I mean,
sheriff
aren't
had to
they
stop the
built for
piss
that,
in the
right?
toilet.
Oh, God.
You ever seen Spit on Your
Murkadurkah.
Grave? That's a good one.
I've seen both of them, yes. Where they rape her for like 45 minutes.
Yeah,
So,
they
Murka,
Jesus
It's like
did
Christ.
you just say
three-part
women
rape,
were
Like
built for
longer than
rape?
real rape.
Did you say that women were built for rape or that women were built for beating down with a brick? Or both?
Right?
By the way, you guys should watch Murkadurkah's podcast. Don't be a douchebag.
There you go.
100%
Listen to my podcast,
criticism.
to my channel. Don't be a douche. And it's just me, no guests. Just talk about shit.
You have a podcast with yourself.
Yep.
They call that a vlog.
I saw
Yeah,
Murkadurkah.
it's just a pod.
I saw
There's no
Murkadurkah
guest.
upload a video commentary, like a gameplay commentary, and it was zombies, and it was like the initial levels, like 1 through 6, and he reused it. Like,
Yeah. I was just,
Somebody's pushing out content.
oh yeah, I just don't. I have no interest in playing anymore. And so I sat down and like what I do now is I'll play like the first 6. I record the video, I'll get like 10 minutes of audio, then I'll just play zombies until I get exactly 10 minutes of gameplay. I'm like, all right, quit. Like, and then just use that 10.
Really?
Yeah, I just have no interest in
Murka, let me ask you this, Murka. Do you do this when you sit down with the controller? You go, all right, time to invite people.
Yeah, well, I don't even invite. I just don't have fun with Call of Duty anymore. I'm like, oh, I'd rather be doing something else, like or masturbate, or just a huge list of things.
I'm with you, dude.
Yeah, well, now you're making a lot of sense.
My grandma had a power steering pump go out today, and I jumped at the occasion to try to fix it.
I still have fun playing COD. Like, especially if I like. So lately, what I do is I jump in. Joe Lozon, whenever he plays, he rolls with a power team. Like, you win all night. And what happens with me is, as I play, like, good players will recognize me and stay in the lobby and not quit out until eventually it feels like a GB game, like a game battles game. But when I roll with Lozon and his friends, there's no losing, and I have a good time, and it's just goofing off, and somebody's dropping.
Have you ever seen one of my friends, Woody? I know you have, Angel French.
Yeah, he's a strong player. Dude, I hate...
So I got 5 of those guys.
Yeah, Angel French is a strong player, and I'm not knocking him in the slightest. If you're confused about what I mean he's a strong player, period. But I will say this, like, he dropped a lodestar on me, and I was like 27-3 at the time. And everyone's like, French Angel kicked Woody's ass. Dude... You gotta cut me some slack on. Like, I was maybe 27-3 or 22-3, something like that. It's not like he kicked my ass. He kicked my team's ass. Like, it collectively, somehow he managed to get a big streak. And I looked at him, by the way. He was capping flags. He was dropping lodestars and capping flags. There is nothing I'm knocking about his game.
That's how you do it on Team Wings.
The only thing
six,
is,
7 flag caps each.
I felt like it kept getting painted as, look, you know, Woody just got wrecked by this guy, which is kind of true. But I remember, I don't know, Optic Nade Shot lost a free-for-all, right? And they were like, oh, this guy beat Nade, this guy beat Nade. And it's like, dude, it was a free-for-all. There were like 18 people in that lobby.
There's a lot of variables in that lobby.
Yeah, like did he play well? Absolutely he played well. But to act like it was a 1v1 isn't really fair. And that's how I felt about some of those French Angel games. Like, most of those, I was doing pretty well until I got raped by his lodestar. You know? So it's not fair to act like, you know.
Well, let me go and say this. If you're against Angel French, what you hope for is you in an area of the map he decides not to traffic. That's it.
Maybe that's what happened. Like, I didn't take note of, like, whether or not I met him or
the key to stay away from Angel is don't be around the flags at all.
That's not me, dude. Yeah, I am all over the flags. If you watch my live streams, you see the deal. Like, usually if I have a good class, I'm towards the top of the lobby, and I'm by the flags no matter what. But whatever. Angel French is a very strong player, but I just felt bad. Like, everyone's like, oh, Woody just got a lodestar dropped on him. It's like, dude, I had like a 6 KD, and, you know, lodestars happen.
Yeah, you can't be blamed for the failures of your teammates.
I mean, yeah, you can't do that, especially if you run with random people off live streams or Twitter, and you run into a guy like Angel French. He's going to be the genocide. He's going to be like the Grim Reaper coming into the lobby.
Yeah, he's super strong. But in terms of liking COD, you know, dude, in terms of liking COD, I think that playing, you know, finding the right friends to play with is a big part of it.
Yeah, that's what I always did. Like, when I was playing lots and lots of Call of Duty 4 and World at War, man, I always ran with a team. I wouldn't play if I didn't have a team. I would just play like a cage match or something, free for all.
I can't play without a team. It's just frustrating. It's not a fun experience whatsoever.
I think my full party lost 3 games in 2 years.
Yeah, that sounds right. I know his friends too. I played with them. They're very good. What was I gonna say? Playing with the team. Oh,
don't you hate those losses you get from like the host migrating?
Oh, I don't care about well, that doesn't bother me because it's not about the number. It's about it's about what's in my head. It's like, yep, we have won 473 in a row now. There's no way to even keep count at this point. Let's count the losses. The
thing that bugs me is, like, oftentimes people are fans and they treat me really badly, and that is hard for me to deal. Like, I'll be playing, just trying to get a gameplay, you know, like, I'm playing, but I'm working, right? It's the same sort of thing. Like, I'm trying to get a gameplay, I'm trying to have things go well for me, and they're knifing me, they're shooting me, they're on my own team, you know, knifing me and shooting me and doing all that stuff, and it's like, oh gosh. And, you know, in the lobby, Woody, I just wanted your attention, I wanted you to, you know, it's like, but dude, like, you know, you don't, like, what you've done to me is horrible. You know, like, you came to my office and just fucked everything up. And, and you're like, I only fucked your stuff up because I like you so much. And like, I don't want to be mean to them because they're
But I'm on the clock, bitch.
But
It's like they just went into a lawyer's office and was like, look at all this shit, like threw a whole pile of papers in the air and ran away.
yeah.
Just like knock your
What the
coffee
fuck you got all these books
I just wanted
for?
to say hi.
Yeah, right. Like they knock your coffee over, they fucking give you a wedgie, get you killed by shooting you, putting you on the mini map all the time, knocking you off your win streak or your kill streak, I mean to say. And they're only doing it because they like you, because they want your attention. And I have a hard time being mean to someone who's a fan, but they're the worst kinds of fans, and that's
I would
part
think
of it.
more
What you
I
know
don't
with
feel
the
like
one
being
Mean to him,
nice.
but I'm gonna be mean to him right now. You're the worst kind of fan.
and it's not as if this is a rare. It's not as if I'm saying, oh, one time this happened to me, dude. Every day this happens to me, several times a day. And Lefty pointed this out one time. He's like, to you, like the person doing it, this is an individual experience, but to me, it's a collective experience. You are the 7,000th person to knife me in a game who's on my team, and like so. While you're thinking of it as some kind of high five, to me it feels like this act of aggression.
It's like, oh, not this asshole shit again.
I remember one time I was trying to get a video of a nuke for Machinima, and I had played like 5-6 games of free for all in a row, and I kept getting closer and I couldn't get it. And one game I was playing, and I was 1 kill off of it, and the guy stabs me in the back. And the lobby, I'm like, dude, why'd you do that? I'm like, why'd you do that, man? He's like, I had to stop you before you get the nuke. I was like, yeah, but that just cost me like several $100s. Why would you do that? That fucked me up. I was like, this is what I do for a living, was getting that nuke, and I just wanted to go and do something else. He's like, oh shit. Oh, I'm so sorry.
See, in free for all,
Like he actually killed you before you got a nuke. Not
yeah,
like,
in free for all, I have a
spite.
hard time feeling for you. My situation's different. They're on my team, putting me on the radar. Like I'm not complaining about you knifing. If you're playing against me and you shoot down my air support, I get that. I'd have shot down your air support too. Right? I'm playing to win. But if you're on my team and you're messing with me, that's just not right. That's all wrong.
Now, Woody's still pissed if you shoot down his air support on the other team. He's like, damn it!
I'm sad. I'm not pissed. I'm disappointed. I'm
I
hopeless.
couldn't play Modern Warfare 3 because of shooting down of air support.
A
I
good
gave
sentry gun will get you 7-10 kills. You know, that makes a
hang on.
difference in the end.
Yeah, the sentry gun is ridiculous.
It can be if you place it right, and a stealth chopper can also be ridiculous. Like those things are great in terms of kill per difficulty of earning. Like everyone knows swarms are good, but swarms are hard to get. You can get sentry guns and stealth choppers a lot, and sometimes they're just as good as swarms in terms of kills. Sometimes they get shot down early. Who wants to talk about the Pope?
I'll talk about the Pope.
He's a rapist.
The
I almost
Pope
said
is
racist. I was thinking of lefty.
Thanks.
why? All right, hang on. Why are you saying that the Pope is a racist? A rapist?
Stop thinking of me.
Because it's like the only. Because he's a rapist. He likes little boys. I can just tell. He gives me that vibe.
Okay, so you are judging someone that you saw on TV and shit, saying they give you a vibe that they have sex with small boys. Is this a talent you have? Like, have you spotted others?
I have. I don't say anything in public usually, but I can tell. Like I got a good rapist vibe.
So anyone, so if the FBI were to use you, would you be willing to contribute these skills so that you could just look at, walk down the street and just point the rapists out?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'd be willing to keep in contact with me, FBI, if there's someone watching this. I'll
Yes, your talents
walk
can
down
be
the
put to
street,
good use.
just kind of
Yes.
like.
All right, back to the Pope. Back to the Pope here. What are you wanting from the Pope? I had high hopes that the next Pope would bring the church into the modern day. Like, according to me, women priests are cool. According to me, why can I not think of the word for birth?
Contraception in South
Yeah,
Africa.
contraception is what I was going for. Yeah. Contraception is cool, right? According to me, so what do we do? Female priests, contraception, gay marriage. I don't see them lining up with me on that, but
Yeah.
Marriage for priests?
Abortion.
marriage for oh my gosh,
Yeah, marriage
What?
for priests so they can stop diddling little boys.
Exactly.
So one, there's the diddle little boys thing that may or may not be related to them not being married. But absolutely, if these people are community leaders, if these people are counseling husband and wives and families and supposed to be, tending to their flock, You cannot have them be 14-year-old boys in terms of sexual experience. And like, these are people who don't have families counseling people who do about families. You fucking incompetent shit. You know,
Yeah.
And here's the worst part about that. And some people will say, but that's how the Bible says it should be. No, it's not. There's no mention in the Bible that a woman can't be a priest. That happened
there is
after
in
the
the
church
New
was
Testament.
established. No, but there were at one time female
authority over
priests.
a man.
There were at one time female priests, and a different pope put an end to that.
well, the
not
Bible's
saying
got all
that.
kinds of stupid shit in it, Taylor.
Yeah, the Bible blames the
That's the
Jews
dumbest
for
part.
killing Jesus.
Oh,
and they kinda,
one second. Hang on, I see something over here. Yeah, I'm gonna step out of the room for like 3 minutes now. You continue with this part.
Wait, what are you doing? You coward.
I don't want no part of this. I'm
What,
not-
Bible bashing?
Sticks and
Where can I
stones
start?
Will break my bones, Woody. Sticks and stones.
That's Leviticus. You just quoted. So, sticks and stones.
Ezekiel must shave off his hair, burn some, cut some with the sword, and scatter some to show that different Israelites have different fates when divine calamity strikes.
Well, clearly that's why he did it.
Where's...
Is that? It's just, and like you said, it doesn't make any sense to lecture on something you have no experience of, especially when the basis of that lecturing is a 2 millennia old book of Bronze Age desert scribblings that really, for the most part, doesn't make any sense and isn't.
There's a section in the Bible where God commands that Ezekiel eat poop. Google it. Google it.
There's
Google
a
it.
section in the Bible that says long hair on a man is shameful.
except for
Really?
Jesus.
Jesus had
Yep.
long hair.
No,
Right.
Jesus had long hair.
Deuteronomy, pimp. Deuteronomy.
I'll have to Google it. I don't really know my Bible that well. I'm really an expert on the section on eating poop.
In the same chapter of Deuteronomy, they say that if a child is disobedient to the father or mother, he is able to stone him to death in a public setting.
Well,
See, Woody skipped right past that part to go for the scat. He's like, "Where's the scat part? I want some of that action right now."
We got a magical boat over here holding every animal in the world with the dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, here it is.
We
Here's
have a
the poop.
whale eating a man, and a man lives in his stomach.
did Murkadurkah look up the part about eating
Yeah,
poop?
I found the poop. Ezekiel 4:12. Prepare and eat this food as you would barley cakes while all the people are watching. Bake it over a fire using dried human dung as fuel, and then eat it.
That's the precursor to 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
You see, I took that a different way.
So there it is. The Bible predicted 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Undoubtedly.
That's 2001. Did you see it?
Yeah.
I
want them to do
it's
an Ask Me Anything on Reddit.
2,000 prophecies the Bible fulfilled.
I want to know, like, were there other girls lining up for that job? Did they know what was going to happen headed into that photo shoot? Or video shoot?
I think they just really wanted some crack rock or
They were
something.
definitely addicted to some kind of drug, and they wanted it.
I hadn't even considered that.
There's no way they weren't drug addicts. They weren't not drug addicts.
It's like, you remember that guy that got beheaded by the Mujahideen back in 2002?
The reporter
Like,
guy?
Nick Berg. Nick Berg.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They were high as his ass on that video.
You think?
Yeah, dude, he was spaced out. He didn't even know what they were doing. He didn't scream. He didn't fight him. He let him cut his head off.
He didn't really have a choice. I mean, in the matter, but like,
Would you not be kicking and screaming even if you didn't have a choice?
I mean, as soon as like they like cut into his neck and it got deep, like it seems like you just go into shock.
He started gargling at his own blood and stuff, but like the girls started screaming when they started talking about what they're going to do to him. I'm like, at that point, you're like, this bitch is screaming.
Yeah.
Shit's about to go down.
Why am I laughing? But it Wings is funny. He's like, so I want the Pope to modernize this stuff. So the church has a problem, right? They're like, the church says contraception is not okay, but the people say it is okay. They're alienating a lot of people by taking such an unpopular stance, by not moving forward and kind of, matching
The
what
people that
society
wrote
is
the
looking
Bible didn't really have AIDS to contend with.
And that's the thing. That's the problem. Is that I mean, I understand that they have their beliefs about contraception. What? Okay, fine. You're entitled to have your beliefs, but I mean, I think it would be better served for the church to be like, yes, we understand that it's our belief system.
They also didn't have a welfare program or WIC set up that we have to pay for.
Right.
I mean, but it's not just saying stuff against contraception is affecting like teenagers here. Like directly responsible for hundreds of thousands of deaths in Africa. They could. Like, oh yeah, let's just have sex with each other and spread AIDS.
They could put a stranglehold on AIDS in Africa, and they don't.
Yeah.
And they actively don't.
If you have sex with a virgin in some place,
we are also talking about a people that thought that the Crusades were a good idea. Oh, you have the land that our book says we should have. We're going to go kill you for it in the name of God.
Yeah, and the Pope in the Crusades era promised passage to heaven for any man who went and fought for the Crusades.
This is going to sound so stupid because I'm putting a Chaos Series video out tomorrow where I know nothing about the Crusades, but now I have a little bit of knowledge about it.
But you're not going to go back and revise it.
It's funny what Taylor said because that so closely mirrors what Muslims are told about, their current way, the 72 virgins, guaranteed passage into, is it called heaven? I think it's called heaven still. I don't know.
Paradise, I think.
Paradise. Okay, that works for me. But yeah, my hope is that this new Pope sort of, gets rid of some of the most hardline stances, the contraception, and if priests could marry, that whole organization would mature. I don't want some 40-year-old virgin leading a community. Like, I don't
Woody
think
wants a pussy pounder.
Do you really think they are virgins, though? Like,
well, they may not be virgins, but they're certainly not family men, right? If your job is to, guide families, help them. There are people who have marital troubles who go to priests. That wouldn't be where I head, as you might tell by this rant. But people with marital troubles go to priests and ask for help and ask for counseling and ask for advice, and priests give it to them. And I think to myself, like, my goodness, you couldn't be more incompetent. This is just a very old 17-year-old with regards to relationship experiences, and you're like a freaking father of four, going to this guy saying, what should I do? How do we get along? How do we relate?
Yeah.
No, man. Let these people, do I don't mean to knock people who don't have families, but in my head, it's like part of manhood, right? When you have a wife, when you have kids, when you have responsibilities, when you're pulling the train, that is a little bit of what matures you into an adult. And these people don't do that. And I want them to give it a shot so that they can see what it's like and be better at their jobs.
Yeah. Do you think it would reduce all that pedophile stuff if they could get married? Because I don't think so. I think the same reason some priests become priests is the same reason some cops become cops. They're bitter at people. They want to be able to be a bit of a bully, so they become a police officer. What do you become if you want unfettered access to young children while being esteemed as the most respectable and unquestionable authority in the area? You go and be a priest, and nobody's going to question you.
I'm a cardinal.
I'm totally out of my depth here. I hear you, but to me, it's
it's all speculation.
For example, here's what I have buzzing in my head. A lot of times, people who don't know better lump gay men to pedophile gay men, right? And guys who have loving adult guy-on-guy relationships are like, whoa, do not confuse me with some kitty pounder. We are completely different animals. So when you say are they what's driving them to be what they're doing? I don't know. I don't want to say oh well, the problem is they're not getting married, therefore they're kitty pounders. I don't really.
That's what
No. I think it is, because here's the thing. There's something there, because
look,
you don't
Kyle
hear
was
about
here all this time.
Yeah, you don't hear about any little girls getting molested by priests.
You only hear that in the schools.
Yeah, I think these guys. Here's what I think. I think these guys are becoming priests because they are pedophiles, and they are given the perfect feeding ground for a pedophile.
Yeah.
I
think there's a component of that, but I also think
that
the sexual maturation that Woody talked about is also. I'm sure there's probably a component of priests that are pedophiles because they're pedophiles, but there's probably also a section of priests that are kid diddlers because they're just sexually retarded in their development.
I don't think so.
Well, let's look at it in a more modern light. Would Bill Clinton have got Monica Lewinsky to suck his dick if Hillary was sucking his dick? Most likely, he would still would have hit it.
No, definitely not. It's just all about the flavor.
Sometimes people want strange.
You can get head from the same person over and over and over, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to look at somebody else and be like, "Damn, I would really like a blowy from that person."
Yeah, I bet she does some cool shit. I bet she's going to juggle the balls.
I'm looking at it like this: a priest could have a wife.
That bitch got removable teeth.
Yeah, she's gonna do some sort of swirly stuff. You
Oh,
don't know,
Pretty's
maybe a
gonna
little
have a
tongue
wife
flicking
and be
motion.
getting
Little
it
tongue
on-
flicking motion. Maybe it goes a little bit too low, but you like it, but you don't want to say anything.
Little
And
bit
you
of
just go with it.
fingernail
You just go with
action,
what she does, and then things get a little carried away, and the next thing you know, you're tied down, and wow, things are really getting scary now. She's bringing all kind of devices and contraptions, and you just get scared. But
Step
you
up
like
your
it a
game.
little.
Don't be
So-
scared.
Yeah, don't be scared because that's what Woody taught me, and he held my hand the whole way through it. And I'm a better man for it today.
That
I'll
reminds
tell
me.
you right
Can I
now.
tell a childhood story?
I
I thought that's what we were doing.
Woody snapping them.
Well, I just heard Woody snapping.
I'm just saying, you said you held Kyle's hand while he went through a dominatrix spree. Like, how many of those dick pics on your phone are when he taking the picture? How many are an odd angle that your arm couldn't actually get to?
When I was a
have
little
one
kid,
penis picture in my phone. You know, penis pictures are a lot like regular photographs. You want a good angle, right? You want a good angle. You want the right lighting. Maybe you get a shadow in there. A shadow. If you've got the shadow of your penis in your penis picture, you have just asserted your dominance over light itself. Okay, your penis casts a shadow now. That adds to the effect.
Maybe you get a little bit of lotion on there, oil or something, make it glisten.
Glisten. You want it glistening. You want it shining. You want that guy looking his best.
And you want to spend time doing it. You want to make sure the status of your balls is also important. Do you want them to be nice and neat and tucked up, like it's a little bit cold, or do you want them to be saggy? You have to really think these
get
things.
swinging low to show that you got so much testosterone
Manscape.
that it's trying
Maybe
to get
some
away from you.
manscaping.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to be on your game. You can't, and you always want to take it from the right side, not the left, so she can't see the herpes. These are keys to correct penis picture. What?
I mean, and you want to make sure that you get it all done right the first time, because you don't want to be having to take new dick pics for every person you want to send it to.
No, that's some copy and paste shit, my friend. That is copy and paste.
Yeah.
you guys hadn't even mentioned manscaping in your whole thing. I thought that was key.
That's what I said. You got to keep your shit right.
I know back in the 30s that wasn't as popular, but now it's just kind of something we do.
True, the bushes, the tree looks bigger.
Exactly. If you don't trim the freaking halo around your junk, then you're just shorting yourself like 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
And that includes your balls. You have to shave your balls.
Yeah, but what if you
Nobody's
going to
wanna
like the
lick
look
those
of a
things if
mighty
they're all hairy.
redwood poking out the forest?
What's that?
What if you like the look of a mighty redwood busting out of the forest?
They don't like that look.
No, if it's red,
It's
there's
not
something
about what you
wrong.
like. It's about what they like.
That's
My
dude.
girlfriend loves it plenty.
In my family, sharing time apparently, you get what you want, right? Like if you're like, hey, you know what, honey? I think she'd look good with a Hitler mustache. Next couple of days, I expect that to be there.
The nice, or maybe she says to you, Woody, I think that your junk would look great with a landing strip, and you work towards that.
Then that
was an option.
what you want is what you get. It is
Then there's
my
that one day
obligation
when
to
she
give you-
sees a weird video, and all of a sudden she wants you to get your penis pierced, and you go with it because you love her, right, Woody?
You get a Jacob's Ladder or a Prince
That
Albert.
one
It's up to
scares
you.
me, dude.
The Prince Albert.
I haven't even had a vasectomy because I'm just frightened of the whole procedure, and
How much money would it take for you to get your penis pierced?
Do I have to leave it in, or can I take it out afterward?
And I get to
How
take
much
pictures.
money are you willing to put up?
I
You
mean,
can take it out. You can take it out after we've taken pictures.
So
And
wait a
what
minute.
are you willing to put
Just
up?
to be clear, is it a total bar that's going through the top, or like a little
It
earring
goes.
on the head?
It goes in the bottom and out the pee hole.
Oh,
No, that is not what it does. It goes through that little area, the really sensitive area, and just goes straight through.
So this is a bar that goes across the head.
Yes.
But yeah, on the bottom part of it doesn't go through your urethra.
I'm
Like,
pretty sure it does.
no, never
seen
mind.
that.
I don't know what I've seen. I haven't seen anything. Never mind.
You know what? I'm just gonna have to take part for the team and Google this.
Stop talking about it.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm here to help.
It
Alright,
always
I'm gonna Google
grosses
the
me
Prince
out.
Albert.
If in a porno, if a dude rolls out with a thing coming out his pee hole, I'm out of there. I think that's the weirdest fetish I've ever seen, and the only reason.
Oh no, you're right. A
Yeah, the Prince
Albert.
Albert does go through the urethra.
I'm thinking of a
Kyle
different.
was right again.
That's
He knows his cock.
Oh,
Why are there all
piercings.
these oil paintings of this regal gentleman?
because that's Prince Albert.
Is he the one that did it?
What a
Yes,
for
he
that
did
guy.
it. No,
Oh my lord!
The first
I'm gonna tell you
example
why they call it a
penis,
Prince Albert.
That's a very unattractive penis.
They call it a Prince Albert because Prince Albert had his pierced and he had a chain attached to it, which held his penis to the side in his pants. And
I'm
that was
just
a
gonna say
fashion
this.
statement for him.
I get that Prince Albert is a thing, but based on my Google image search, There are a lot of options in penis piercing.
There are, but I am only giving you one.
And
There's the ample ganglia.
It's called the
there's
Prince Albert. That's the one.
Yep.
That's where you can
take it
pierce
out
the balls in your dick and you like connect them.
It's gonna be in there, and you have to wear it for one night at least. And
What's the money? What's the dollar amount we're talking here?
That's what we're talking about. That's
Yeah,
what
I
happens
know.
next.
You see,
On
like
it.
the first thing that popped into my head was, I'll do almost anything for $3 million. I feel like if I had $3 million, I'd never have to work again.
I'll do it for $1 million.
And then I went
How
there.
low
Like,
you want to go, Woody? How low you want to go?
yeah, exactly. Then I was like, well, Woody, would you turn it down for $1 million? Don't be a liar.
Hey, look here. I'll do it for 50,000. Come on, I'll go in and get this bidding started.
I'll do it for 10,000.
Oh, fuck all of you. I'm
9.
not doing it.
Buy me
No,
dinner.
no.
Out. I'm not doing it for 9. You guys can go on your fucking
The trick to these that a lot of people picture $10,000 if they cash in their hand. That's what they picture. That's not what you're supposed to picture. You're supposed to picture what you're gonna do with this penis piercing money. You earned this so hardcore that you can do anything you want with it, and nobody dare judge your fucking person.
Nobody dare.
Yeah, but see, what I'm going to do with it is not going to be cool.
No, I'm going to do some cool shit with my penis piercing money. If somebody's out there and they want to drop 10 large, watch me pierce my penis, I'm going to do some crazy shit with that 10 grand.
Dude, $5 for sure.
For anybody out there watching, I will legitimately pierce my penis for 50 though. If you want to go ahead and put that money up.
Wings thinks somebody's pulling out their checkbook.
Dude, break open a Kickstarter. Break open a Kickstarter.
Hey, Alki David probably paid for worse.
You know what? I will open a Kickstarter for that. I'll just make it really easy, like $900. Just
Alki David, you hear me?
but afterward,
$50,000, and I'll let you live stream it on Battle Cam.
have 2 holes.
Dude, what if you use your body like that? What if you had a Kickstarter and you had a hot chick and there was a picture of her naked, and every time they got to a certain goal, she pierced something else and would post another picture of her that way? You know how many creepy dudes would buy into that? I got the idea first.
You guys want to talk about the Lil Wayne thing?
You know what? Before we do, I didn't tell my childhood story.
Okay, let's hear the childhood story.
Probably at least one guy who wants to hear it. I forgot how we got on this topic. Oh, the hold your hand
Do you
thing.
want to go across the board and say the penis price piercings cost for everyone?
Mine cost 10 grand.
10 grand. What did you said? 1 million, right?
It would have to be like, I'm thinking, would I do it for $500,000? I'm not sure, but it's not in the 5 digits. Fuck that.
Okay. Wings?
50 grand.
Lefty?
500 grand.
I am pretty cheap, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to say 5,000. No,
Oh,
you know what? I'm being honest.
strong.
4,000.
Strong.
But see, I bring a lot more bang to the buck. I bring a morbidly obese body that people will look at and sneer at.
I bring a very sleek and aerodynamic body.
I also got the thick 6, so y'all motherfuckers can suck it.
Oh, I had to. I'm like a thick 6. What would that be? Oh, right.
Yeah,
all right.
Yes.
I'm like, you're talking about like, oh, yeah, penis. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for
All right.
telling
All right. So let me
100,000 people.
There is probably
I'll give a
someone
shit.
listening to this who wants to hear the stupid story that I'm keep starting on.
I really do.
All
I
right.
do.
When I was maybe 7 years old, there was a girl in my neighborhood who explained to me, quote unquote, where babies come from. And she got it all wrong. She somehow mixed up the process of having sex with a C-section. And there was this like combination of blood, yucky, penis into holes and bellies, like awfulness. So I went home and I repeated the story to my mother. And that was what prompted her to tell me like where babies come from and about making love and stuff for the first time. And, she lays it all out there. This is what the guy does. This is what the girl does. The guy just kind of moves. It feels really good. And, 9 months later and the baby and the delivery and all that stuff. She explained it thoroughly. And I felt a lot better. But I looked at her and I was like, Mom, I get it now. And I feel better about this, but I'm still scared. Will you hold my hand the first time? and she promised that she would, but that's not how it really went down. But for like all my teen years,
Can you still call that one in?
for all my teen years, she promised me that I'll hold your hand, honey. I'll hold your hand. It was like, I don't want you there anymore. I changed my mind. But that's my childhood story.
That's
All right. Now we get to go to the Lil Wayne story.
Wait, is Lil Wayne the one where you are his biggest hater?
Yes.
Okay.
Lil Wayne is dying.
What?
He is in the intensive care unit in a medically induced coma. His mother's flying in tomorrow to see if she's going to pull life support or not from having seizures for drinking excessively.
Dude, no way.
Oh shit, no.
Oh.
All right,
Really?
so let me give a little bit of a
I think
backstory.
I
Wings has hated on Lil Wayne since the get-go. Wings hated on Lil Wayne so hard, he caught Lil Wayne's attention. He tweets back at Wings saying, "You are my biggest..." Like, Lil Wayne considers Wings of Redemption to be his biggest hater. Wings is on the... He's on the Lil Wayne radar. So, now that he is potentially on his deathbed, how you feeling about this?
I still think he. Well, let me go and say this. I've had a lot of influential talks with people that I didn't think I'd have talks with in my life recently. Actually, one of them was supposed to be on the show this week, and he kind of rearranged it.
Rescheduled, right?
But
Don't dodge the question.
But I've changed my way of view looking at it, because you see rappers like 2 Chainz, you see rappers like Biz Markie, and you kind of see that Lil Wayne has really always been there. I mean, his ability to rap isn't what makes him great. His ability to market himself is what makes him great. He understands and was able to dumb himself down to the point that he was, acceptable in pop culture, and people ate it up with a spoon. I learned from somebody very wise that entertainment isn't about what product you bring, because the product is yourself. As long as you're entertaining, people will come. Look at the Jeff Probst show. That shit sucks ass, but people still tune into it. I mean, same thing happens with the Lil Wayne album. Do I wish this man death? The Kardashians. Do I wish death upon this man? No. This man was doing what every other red-blooded American man wants to do, which was get money. And I think he just lived his life up a little too bit. I mean, like, is this a scam that some people might be thinking? I don't know. I mean, I don't think it is.
Here's a report from CNN, quote, Grammy-winning and multi-platinum selling rapper Lil Wayne suffered a seizure and, quote, is recovering, his record label's publicist said Friday. While acknowledging his medical issue, members of the New Orleans artist camp shot down reports that he was near death. Quote, don't believe the nonsense about comas and tubes to breathe. That's false. False, tweeted Mac Main, the president of Lil Wayne's Young Money label, around 5 p.m. Eastern time on Friday.
So wait, instant reaction, Wings. Are you happy or sad that Lil Wayne's not going to die?
I don't want the man to die.
Okay.
I mean, he's already retired from rap anyway.
Is
All
he?
right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he retired.
Oh, then yeah. Who gives a shit? Hopefully he doesn't die, but his
I mean,
music
you got to
died.
stop sipping the syrup and stop partying, dude. Get your ass a wife and kids and actually enjoy that money that you spent most of your youth earning.
Or he
How
could be a
old
No
is
priest.
way. He should not get a wife and kids. He should continue to slay until he's too old and his dick is too bruised to even.
The man's having seizures at this point. He's overdone it.
Dude, there's no he's like what 30-something years old.
He's 30, exactly.
30.
Okay, he's 30. Like you are hard pressed to unless he's doing some hardcore drugs all the goddamn time. There's no way.
Well, he does abuse
Pushed
codeine,
himself
doesn't
that
he?
hard.
He
Does he
abuses
do
codeine
coke?
and he drinks a lot of syrup.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, that's really dangerous.
Yeah, that is. That's
But if he's
Okay.
just drinking
I
alcohol,
don't think it's that
whatever.
dangerous.
no, it is.
Oh, great. Dr. Kyle chimes in.
I'm just saying, all right, so I've never had codeine
done it?
illegal. Yes, I have. I've done 3 bottles worth, but I was prescribed them. I had pneumonia and strep throat at the same time, and I had to go. I was in a desert environment because it was really dry air, so I was prescribed codeine. I had these big red bottles of the stuff, and it's awesome. It's really good stuff.
Now, Kyle, I know you got FBS Kyle money, but you don't have Lil Wayne money. Lil Wayne has codeine on tap.
I had codeine on tap for 4 days, like just drinking
Lil
it
Wayne's had codeine
constantly.
on tap for like the last 5 or 6
I'm just telling you, I know the experience of drinking codeine.
Now, do you know the experience of abusing codeine?
I mean, it's just an opiate. It's
Longer than a week.
It's just another opiate. It's no different than being
it's abusing Vicodin
alcohol
or Percocet
or
any-
alcohol.
Percocet, that's the one. I was trying to think of what I was on for weeks.
Right, but it's really easy to over ingest. Like, that's the problem, is that people don't realize how much codeine they're ingesting.
I
and
didn't
really
realize
screw
either.
themselves
I
up.
drank a lot of codeine. I was drinking a bottle of codeine a day to try to stay conscious.
Drinking codeine to try to stay conscious.
Dude, it's not going to make you stay conscious. You're just going to go into a weird, goofy state where you watch like The Wizard of Oz 4 times in a row or some shit.
I was doing some hardcore shit under a bottle of codeine. I'll tell you later. That was a hardcore weekend.
Do you guys want a new topic?
Please.
Wings, teens are getting charged with child porn? That was one that you brought.
They get charged with child porn. They're children themselves.
That's, but you brought the topic up. Remember, I was like, we were brainstorming for topics, and
Yeah, child porn. I didn't read the story. I just brought the damn topic up. But the idea itself, child pornography is such a loosely based thing. Like, you have sexting. Sexting is this big thing right now, and like sexting can get you be a sex offender.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like 15 or 16 and your girlfriend sends you a naked picture of yourself, you could be labeled a sex offender. And I think that's bullshit in itself. And teens with child pornography,
I'm with you on that, actually. You know, it's hard to stand up in support of sex offenders, but I feel like they should have different classifications, right? There are sex offenders who've hurt other people, and then sex offenders who've only looked at pictures. Sex offenders who've only looked at sometimes drawings. You know, there are sex offenders who went urinated in public.
How is a drawing a child? Like, I understand if a drawing is like childlike, but how is that sex offender material?
It's because the Supreme Court hasn't revisited the porn issue in a while, I don't think.
Especially if a 16-year-old guy and a 16-year-old chick and they exchange naked pictures, that shouldn't be child porn. Like, they're children themselves. It would be weirder if they were like, oh yeah, let me look at that.
I understand if the guy's like 45 and she's
weird.
16. But like even 16 at 45, I'd let that slide because a 16-year-old can make her own damn decisions. I'd cut child pornography off around 12.
I like the rules they have in Jersey and North Carolina.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Where would you cut child pornography off on?
No,
12.
he's differentiating between child porn and like sex offenders. You know, like a subset of sex. offenders.
Oh, okay.
Be
So you're
child.
not saying that we should legalize.
Yeah,
like,
No. I'm saying
13-year-olds.
like if you get
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
came
just had to
in
make sure. I had to make sure you weren't put the
because
13-year-olds in pornos.
I know a buddy of mine. He
We're good
married
now.
his wife. A buddy of mine married his wife, and they started dating when she was 16. And he was like 28 or something like that. And now he's married to her with 2 kids. And
Who did he
they're
marry
both
again?
legal age. Huh?
Who did he marry?
He married a girl that he met at work,
Okay.
and she was like 16 because she was like working, and he was like 28, and they ended up getting married as soon as she turned 18. Now they have a couple kids together and stuff. But they were bumping uglies as soon as about 2 months after they met.
Yeah,
In North
okay with
Carolina
that.
and New Jersey, these are the 2 states in which I know the law, but I think it's a lot of them. This is the deal. You can consent to having sex when you're, I think it's 14. And you can only consent to people within 4 years of you to the birthday, right? Like to the birthday. So if you're 14 and he's 18, start, comparing calendars and stuff like that. But I always thought that was about right. It's a little flexible, right? Like 18 and 14, that can be senior and freshman.
It might just be in North Carolina because I always come back to the guy that got his dick sucked and got 10 years for it.
It's Jersey too. But
I think seniors should be able to bang freshmen.
and they can in Jersey, but
that's
but
good.
You
Those
got to
are the
check the
golden
calendar,
years.
because if you're like an old senior and a young freshman, then it might not be okay. And I remember at that time, like when I was those ages, long ago, I felt like that's about right. And when you get to 5 years older, they have a level of like maturity and experience that they can almost trick someone, or like that power imbalance in the relationship is so strong that you shouldn't have like 19 and 14-year-olds together. They're just a different class of maturation at that point. So that's about right. As far as go on.
And 20 and then even after that, 20 and 15-year-olds and 21 and 16. It doesn't get better for a while.
But at some point, like maybe at like 16, 17, at 18 certainly can do it. I think in Jersey at 16 you hit the age of consent and suddenly there's maybe no more cap on that anymore. I'm not sure. Don't go by me for legal advice.
I remember that dude that was. There was a dude that was 17. He got his dick sucked by his girlfriend who was 15, and like the next week he turned 18, and her parents like ratted him out.
Mm-hmm.
And like he ended up getting like 10 years in jail.
Yeah, there was one where I guess like in his state at 16 was the age of consent. So once she hit 16, she could consent to anybody. That was the law. And in her state, it was the same way, but they didn't live in the same state. So they stayed in a night in a hotel on the way from her house to his, as they were like going to live together. And at that hotel was where the law was broken, and he went to jail for it. It was legal where she lived. It was legal where he lived. They traveled through a state where it wasn't, and he got locked up.
Why do we waste our money on this shit?
Because there are some people that actually do abuse children like that.
I understand there's people that are abusing children, but the fact is they're in a loving relationship at this point.
With the
Well,
children.
that's why you need to let the judges.
I understand, but
the judges free reign to say no. I'm not going to punish this man. Stop with minimum sentences and
minimum sentence is
crap
bullshit.
like that.
Have I told my
Carolina
ticket
is
story?
You have a ticket story?
I have a ticket story. I got a speeding ticket in February,
Story.
and
Dun dun dun.
it was a 35, and I was going 44 and a 35. It wasn't a hardcore speeding ticket, but I got one, and basically I had to go in front of had to go to the court, the traffic date, and that whole nine. So I go there, and the judge. Before you get to see the judge, you got to listen to like 3 different people. It's like a timeshare thing, and these guys are like selling you these $300 classes to wipe your ticket off your record. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, I could just pay $80 and have this shit off my record in the next 5 years. I'm gonna do this, but
So wait a minute, but doesn't your insurance go up? Doesn't like
our
aren't you
insurance
on
like
a
goes up
probation?
after 4 points.
Okay.
In South Carolina, insurance is legally not allowed to go up to 4 points. But the fact is, now they have minimum sentences. Before, you used to be able to buy out of tickets. Like you go up there with like a 2-point ticket that's $80. You could pay like $140, and all the points be dropped. But now they've got these like kickbacks going in. So like the insurance companies keep the points on you because insurance companies don't really care about your points. They just want to be able to ramp the rates up on you. A guy that gets, a 10-mile-an-hour speeding ticket a couple times in 5 years, it's going to happen. There's a good probability of that. And boom, they can kick the rates up on you. Or
So do you remember when T-Mart got a speeding ticket?
Yes.
Do you remember you made a video sarcastically telling him how to avoid speeding tickets?
Yes.
Yeah. And it was all
What was
about
the video? No. What was the video?
He made a video instructing
about
him on
using cruise
how
control.
to turn on the cruise control.
Yeah, but the fact is, my cruise control was on. What ended up happening is we have a school zone here, and since I don't usually travel during school zone times, I'm completely oblivious of it because there's only 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, and like they don't have like any yellow signs. Like most school places will have like those yellow beacons that kind of blink when you're going into a school zone to kind of let you know it is. This one has none of that. They have one little sign on each end that lets you know when you're entering a school zone, when you're leaving it, and the speed limit you have to go. And like I had it set to 45 because the road's generally 50, and I was just setting it because I usually just drive at 45 because it's a speed trap road, and I know it's a speed trap road because it goes 45, 50, 45, 55, and like it just jumps speeds in a really quick session so they can catch you with it. They get you going 55 and knock you right back down to 40. So he caught me going 45 with cruise control on like 5 minutes before the school zone thing in it because it ran from 2 to 3 and I got hit at 2:55. The buses were gone, the kids were gone, everybody was gone. It was like bullshit.
Stop being a menace to society, Wings. Drive
Oh,
the
I'm a
damn
horrible
speed limit.
fucking menace, dude.
Yeah,
I'm horrible.
Yeah, lock him up and throw away the key. Where? Out in front of the jail? His friends will find it. George Carlin.
Oh, Modern Warfare 4 reveal. Did you guys see this?
Don't
Nope.
care.
Don't care. Nice.
Yeah, I really don't.
I am not buying Modern Warfare 4. I'm going to say it right now.
Oh, yeah, you will, dude.
Yes,
gotta
you will.
get
Well,
those views
yeah,
up.
If I have my way, my channel will be off of Call of Duty by the time it comes out.
Arma 3?
Dude, that's a
Maybe.
dangerous route to take.
That is a dangerous route to take, but my channel's failing anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Your channel's going to come back. Your videos are good.
A fuck ton of views.
I get a
Your
fuck ton
Fallout
of
videos, high quality, 1080p, great color correction. You're putting time in. It'll be all right.
Yeah, no, like it. Sometimes YouTube commentators, we sit there and we talk about who's going to be rising and who's going to be falling and stuff. And I look at Wings and I'm like, this stuff is good now. It's all about Lefty. Lefty's going to shoot through the roof.
Lefty has a really better chance to blowing up than me. I have a long tail of haters. I mean, like people look at me like, "Oh, Wings, isn't he that fat fuck that lost to that British kid?" And it's like, no. Wings was that fat fuck that would keep eating cheeseburgers. No. Wings was that fat fuck that hated Hutch back in the day.
Yeah. you got generations of internet haters.
The only
I was
consistency
hating on
in
Wings
my
back
comments
when-
is fat fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I
matter
hated
of fact,
Wings before
here's
it was
a
cool.
fun game. Here's a fun game. Go to my video where Wings gets beat up by little kids and just read 10 comments. Anybody. Just read 10 comments.
I'm on it. Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that right now. We're going to read 10 comments.
Just scroll down it randomly and just stop it and read the 10 comments you see on the page.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I'm doing the same. This is going to be fun.
I bet you money it's going to be something like yellow teeth, oh my God, you're fat, you lost the syndicate.
Hey, I was able to get to that video pretty quickly, I think, because of the new YouTube homepage layout.
Yeah, fuck that homepage layout.
All right. You know what? I'm going to go down.
While we're doing all this, let's talk about Arma 3 since Lefty brought it up.
Okay, what about it?
It's impressing me how good the mod community could be to create a mod that would make a game like Arma 2 be so important that game magazines cover Arma 3, because I never even heard of Arma 2 until DayZ came out.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's a big deal.
Yeah, DayZ did a lot. I mean, because you'll always get like the Arma hipsters that were like, "Oh, I was playing Arma before DayZ, and I hate DayZ Arma players because they're da-da-da." It's just stupid crap.
I never played DayZ.
I never played fucking Arma 2. I mean,
But-
like I look at motherfuckers played Arma 2 and like, why the fuck you play this shit?
But it did a lot for the game. It did a whole lot. I mean, that's why those guys got jobs making with Bohemia Interactive making the DayZ standalone game. That's why they're doing it, because it was a huge thing. It's perpetuating the Arma 3 sales. Wasteland is similar.
Oh,
not as
I
big.
wanted to play Wasteland. I seriously did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
So-
just too
I'm
damn
not
lazy.
seeing the hate that you see. Here, watch.
I am.
I scrolled down about like 70 comments, and here we go. But he's picking on a kid who shouldn't even been playing M-rated titles, let alone hacking on them. It's entirely reasonable to do so. Haha, Wings, your second to last kill. No, your second to last kill. You killed someone trying to commit suicide.
Why? There's no gameplay in this video. You're on the right one.
Oh, wait. I didn't know there was a particular video I was supposed to go to.
No. I've got 10 great comments right here, pulled right from the first page of Wings gets beats up by a little kid. Number 1, them poor kids are going to fat too, aren't they? I don't know what that means.
I do.
Number 2, unfortunately, this is what America is seen as from abroad. This reminds me of Honey Boo Boo. Number 3, they are all fat. Number 4, they are all super fat. Number 5, I know right. Number 6, twins. Number 7, her teeth are as yellow as the sun. Number 7, he gets this fat because he plays too much Xbox. Number 8, where's your desk? That's a good question, by the way. Number 9, you know something's wrong when your girlfriend's teeth are the same color as her hair. Wait, is that 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
You did 7 twice.
No, I did. Yeah, I did 7 twice.
Just go ahead and read another one out. Just go ahead. I know it's.
Well, the next one after that was what happened to your table, Wings.
So we got 2 desk questions, 2 teeth yellows, and 6 fats.
Isn't it a pretty standard?
That's my standard vlog.
Wings comments right there on personal videos.
Oh, here's another one right after number 11. Number 12. Did you see her yellow ass teeth?
Who's yellow? Who seems to be yellow in this situation?
Am I making fun of Wings?
Brandy has. Here's the thing. Brandy grew up in Surfside Beach. Surfside Beach has what you call Myrtle Beach water, city water, and it has a really bad level of like I don't know what's in the water, but it's notorious for tainting people's teeth yellow. It's not that she doesn't brush. It's just that the water actually turns the teeth yellow. It does something with the fluoride from the dentist puts in.
I think we may have overstepped saying that Lil Wayne is fine. He's trending on Twitter right now, like for his health.
Yeah, but a lot of people are just, I think, running with a report that isn't true. I hope.
I don't know.
Maybe-
It's from an hour ago.
I mean, you know what scares me the most is there are probably people out there that actually wish death upon a guy because he made money rapping.
I just tweeted that his breathing pattern is described as wheezy. And there are quite a few people who don't appreciate that.
If you guys don't follow Murkadurkah on Twitter, you're really missing out. Because every now and then, he'll have a few too many, and his Twitter lights up. And it is beautiful. It is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Oh, wait, Kyle, aren't you drinking?
Yes, I am. Yes,
Oh, I need to
very
grab
much
another
so.
beer. You're tearing away from me with that moonshine.
I am on my 3rd glass of moonshine here.
Dude,
Sounds just fine, too.
yeah, well, he's not talking much.
Well,
He's
I am
kinda-
not
for
just
something,
fine. What's that?
Trying to cover up something. That's why you're not talking.
You're and it's apple pie moonshine.
No,
right?
so my thing whenever I'm inebriated is I try to like I try not to sound like the dumbass, so I think really hard about the next thing I
Is
say.
that why you use the word inebriated?
And yes, exactly. And I proofread it like 3 different times to make sure that I'm going to be saying the right thing.
I don't do that. My brain doesn't have that function.
I had apple pie moonshine once on a camping trip, and like we're all there. It's like a 4-wheeling off-roading like camping trip, and sure enough, someone shows up with apple moonshine, and they warned me, Woody, that stuff, it tastes like apple pie. It does. You know, you think when you have like, I don't know, a pina colada, a beer or whatever, you taste the alcohol in it, you know? And if you don't like alcohol like I don't, then, you know, it regulates how fast you drink it. If you give me a Maker's Mark, if I had to drink it, that's like an all-night affair. Like, I don't like that stuff. But apple pie moonshine tastes like apple pie, and it'll get you drunk.
I'll tell you what'll fuck you up. Sake. That shit doesn't even kick.
Ew,
And it
that's
tastes like
the
sour
hot-
apples.
No, all right. What I'm drinking right now tastes like if you took an apple pie and put it in a blender, and then you drank it, and it was just
I had
delicious.
sake for the first time last week.
drunk.
Like, keep in mind, my only experience with liquor has been Crown Royal. So when I did a double shot of sake, I expected that kick in the chest, like from Crown Royal gives you.
Your only experience with liquor is Crown Royal?
Yeah.
You never went through the phase of like getting Popov and Crystal Palace and forging ahead through the shitty vodka?
Mr. Boston.
I never constructively drank to get drunk. Usually when I
Why else
drink,
would you drink?
usually when I drink, I'm really stressed out about YouTube, and I want to do a double shot of Crown to kind of like mellow me out.
Yeah, that's
Oh, so you drink to get buzzed, just not shit-faced.
Yeah, I drink to the buzz. Once the buzz hits, it's time to stop.
Okay, that's
no,
reasonable.
that's when you know you need to continue because you're doing
Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there.
See, here's
I don't
the
wanna
one thing
vomit.
where Wings is trying to be reasonable about something. Everyone's like, nah, you just need to get your shit faced. Just make it
Yeah.
happen.
Just get shit faced. Have a
Get
good
to the
time.
point
I've
where your
seen
brain
people, like,
turns
my
off.
girlfriend doesn't have that in her. Like, I went to a party with her like 2 weeks ago, and she had that buzz on good. You could tell it. And I'm like, all right, baby, it's time to stop. She's like, nope, not gonna happen. And needless to say, she was vomiting in the shower while I'm sitting there trying to clean the vomit out of her hair.
Jesus, how do you?
Good times.
See, and
Yes.
that's why you always marry Wings in the Fuck, Marry, Kills.
Yeah.
That's why you always marry Wings. Always. Keep
take
him
him out.
around.
I always do marry Wings. I get that a lot. People ask me that question. I've had it twice in Feedback Friday. You know, fuck, marry, kill. Then I always marry Wings.
Yeah, you killed me, you bastard.
I don't get fucked, do I?
I'd fuck you.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta
think
kill
that's-
Lefty because Lefty's always trying to get in shape, and he might cheat on you.
Why did I kill Lefty?
I think it was just you didn't have anything left.
Yeah, I think that's it. They were like Lefty, Wings, Kyle. You know, fuck, marry, kill. And you're like, well, you got to marry Wings. Always marry Wings. It's rule number 1. And then number 2, fuck Kyle, right? And then you're left with Lefty. Kill him.
It's just a matter of subs, man. It's nothing personal.
Yeah.
It's that, that hair that I just woke up, but it's painfully obvious you were doing something to it. I know your deal.
Look at
No,
that.
this took so long. This took so long to do because my hair is way
Okay.
too long. I need to get a haircut. Well, actually, I need to get them all cut.
Yeah, you're a cutie.
Yeah.
YouTube.com/leftyox.
There's more where that came
That's
from.
the worst branding on YouTube.
Oh no, I do. I have the worst. Ex Capone for Murkadurkah. What? That doesn't. And it has an extra H on the end. Doesn't make any goddamn sense.
It is
I
pretty
was
bad.
drunk when I made it, so there you go. That's why
I think Chris Move has the worst of the worst.
But he's big
Who
enough.
here, all right, who here can give you Chris Move's username?
Smooth in like 9 digits.
Can you smell smooth? It's spelled differently.
SMOOVE. Smooth.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
spell. Yeah, I can spell it. I do know how it's spelled, but you're right. It is a rough one. Oh, you know what? I want to talk about something serious. Murkadurkah, your parents got divorced, right?
Yeah, like a little over 2 years ago.
It was interesting to me because you were a young adult when it happened, right? Like you're not 11. You were like 18, right?
Yeah, I was 19. I was
19.
about to turn 20, I think.
So you're just turning 20, and your parents, and it still affected you like it would a young guy. It wasn't like it was your previous life. Like if my parents were to get divorced now, I wouldn't be like directionless or anything, right? Like I'm, you know, I'm sort of out on my own. You were in between, like you were away at college, but not me either, you know, when your parents got divorced. So like, how's that now? How, like, are you still thinking about it?
He better not give a Joe Dirt answer. I'm going to slap him.
It's only, I was never really that heavily impacted by it because I was, I guess, a sophomore in college. Like, so I was stressed about it sometimes, but I usually just had a good time and tried to enjoy myself. It was mainly the fact that when they did get divorced, my younger brother was a senior in high school, and my youngest brother was, I guess, in 6th grade. And so I was just always worried about, you know, because you know how parents get when they get divorced. They start, you know, little snide, badmouth comments about the other spouse when they're around. Even if they say they don't, it happens because they're bitter. And I just didn't want my youngest brother, to be kind of turned off to both of my parents, but because of these comments and just kind of driven down the wrong path. But now I've found that he is living the dream. He is living the dream compared to me. Like, my parents were strict on me. I had to go to a private school. He goes to a public school. I go home and it's mind-blowing. He does whatever the fuck he wants. Whatever the fuck he wants. Like, he has more freedom at the age of 14 than I did.
The I don't give a shit ran out.
It was great, yeah. And that's why I think being the youngest is the best by far. But yeah, as far as the divorce goes, not too big of an impact anymore, you know?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I guess my parents were going through a rough patch a few months ago. My dad called me. He was like, yeah, we're just going to get a divorce. And they didn't end up doing it, but at the time I was like, all right, whatever you got to do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck getting away from her, because I know I can't.
I got a divorce story.
You've been divorced? Is this a new chapter of Wings?
No. I've never been divorced, but like I had a buddy I worked with at MetLife.
Love you, Mom.
And apparently he went through a divorce about 3 years ago. This is when I was at the peak of my YouTube stardom. So, you know, I had some walking around money at that point. And like, when she was getting divorced, she calls and tells me she's getting divorced, and then she starts hitting on me while I'm hanging out with my buddy in front of him. And I didn't know what to do in that situation.
Take advantage of it. She was looking for a rebound bang.
In front of him while they're talking about getting divorced?
Yeah, she was trying to make him jealous by making it apparent that she still had game and could get laid or something. You know? She was trying to...
I don't know about you. I don't go for women with like 3 kids.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, no, that's my thing, man. I love women with lots of kids.
The thing is, you get the kids there and make them watch. You say, yeah, Tommy, watch this. Watch this, say you're man. That's what Lefty told me. He told me that story last night, and I was disgusted. And I just thought I would bring that to everyone's attention. So, Scary Lefty, ladies and gentlemen. That's the story of tonight. Scary
Didn't he
Lefty.
also call him an N-word?
Yes, and it doesn't even make sense because he's Dominican.
That's what I do. I just run around dropping N-bombs at people. Exactly
he calls anyone darker than like 3 spray tans the N-bomb. It doesn't matter.
Call the Puerto Rican.
You should see me on Jersey Shore. I kill
Lefty. Let me ask you something, Lefty.
What's up?
How'd you handle the G-Unit podcast we did?
G-Unit? Did you guys do a podcast with G-Unit?
Yeah, it was probably, what, 5 or 6 ago?
Well, you see, considering I'm not actually a goddamn racist, I was just fine. You jerk.
Strike that from the record. That is...
There's been stricken!
stricken.
I am the unofficial...
All right, guys, we got to talk about the camos. We can't let the camos go by.
I'm pissed about the camos. Is anyone else pissed about the camos?
No.
I love those motherfuckers. I got my zebra and my party rock on everything.
Dude, we should not have been I'm a season pass holder, right? I've been a season pass holder since they invented the season pass. I'm a founder. You know, like I jumped right on board with that stuff. And when I buy a season pass, I expect to have prepaid for all the DLC that comes out that year. The fact that they're like, oh, no, you know, maps and guns and this and that, but camos and class slots, we want more money for that. It's like, come on, man. Season pass means season pass. You don't say, oh, all the Eagles games are fun. Oh, well, this game's on a Sunday. No. You know, you have to buy another ticket for this home game. No, season pass means season pass. You get the DLC for that year. Stop raping your best customers for more money. It's bullshit.
Here's the question. Why do you think they're doing it? You think they're doing it because they can? Do you think they're doing it as a marketing ploy, or do you think they're doing it because they might actually be in some kind of financial ruin from other games?
I think they're doing it because they can. I think they're doing it because they're trying to extract the most money they can out of a successful franchise, and that's what businesses do. The thing is, and like, I was cool with paying for DLC. I was cool for paying with the game. Like, I've been cool for I pay more for COD than any other game I can think of, and I've never complained. But this one, at some point, fuck you, right? At some point, it's like, God, you guys take and take and take. You know, I'm on annual subscription plans. I buy your game every year. Now you've got camos and classes you're selling. You know,
Did you buy any of them?
I think I'm gonna buy the classes, but I'm tired of being nickeled and dimed. You know, like, I'll buy it, and they're gonna get my $4, and I suppose you should tell me not to. But I also have a platform from which I can say, you're full of shit, Treyarch. You're full of shit, Infinity Ward. At some point, you're just treating your best customers badly. You know, at some point, you're chasing away the people who support you the most. If you buy a season pass, you get that year's DLC. That's the thing. You know?
I did a video on this. Not many people caught it, but I did one, and I did it in this idea or this mannerism. Guitar Hero was a successful franchise before Call of Duty popped up. They would pop a different Guitar Hero out every other month. There'd be an Aerosmith, a Metallica, you know, a White Snake.
The franchise.
But here's what killed the franchise. Here's what killed it. Allowing you to download songs. Now you can download, like, say you're playing Guitar Hero 3 and say you want Metallica's Enter Sandman. You can go buy it for $1. And all the songs that you bought for Guitar Hero 3 wouldn't work for Guitar Hero 4. So now you had to buy the same song again for another $1. So these camos, you're raping me on these camos because I agree with Woody. I'm a season pass holder too. I should get the camos. Well, at least do me this justice. If Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 comes out and you got your brand new, you know, microtransactions in there, and I want the bacon camo again, since I already bought the bacon camo, I should have it locked in Modern Warfare 4 instead of charging for the same product again for a different game. Because eventually you're going to run out of camos, and you're going to have to be making rehashes of the same ones.
I don't think Activision would have any problem with that whatsoever.
No, they're not going to run out.
No, they don't care. Oh, hey, some guy's gonna raise his hand and he's like, "Hey, we reused this a couple of times. Maybe we shouldn't." That guy's gonna get fired.
I could think of 3 different camos right now.
Oh yeah,
wood, glass, and clouds that actually move.
YouTube logos, freaking dirt, grass.
How about a service where you can upload your own image and have it made into?
How about this? How about a Woody's Gamertag gun?
There's an endless. I stream. I'm sorry, we talked the same. There's an endless stream of images you could possibly put on the front of a riot shield. They won't run out of camo ideas, but what they've done is they've spent my goodwill. I hope it was worth $4.
Now, was there anything in the agreement when you bought a season pass where it said, "Here's what you get"? Because I remember with what was it called, COD Elite Premium. There was a breakdown where it said you will get 20 pieces of DLC, and in the agreement you could read, you know, this is defined as DLC, you know, 20 pieces not to include, you know, maybe more, maybe less, but et cetera, et cetera. So
you're fucking hilarious, right? Because if you guys don't know Lefty, he is the most freaking, like, law-savvy contract-reading YouTuber on. Like, Lefty, I didn't take my fucking season pass agreement to my attorney and have him review it.
But you could read the thing. You could read it. You're literate, aren't you?
Did I read the end-user license agreement to my season pass? No, I didn't. I thought it included this year's DLC. Everybody thought it included this year's DLC. I had no idea there was bacon camo coming out that they wanted me to pay extra for.
You gotta have the bacon camo.
If they actively hid that, then yeah, of course they're wrong.
No,
I mean, just because they put it in the agreement doesn't mean it's okay.
Unless it covers everything in the season.
Well, that's true. That's what I'm talking about. If they just willfully let people think that they were going to get everything that came out in the year, and they were just like, "Oh, we'll put it in the fine print," that's still unethical and wrong.
Yeah,
but it's just I'm wondering, like, how upfront were they about what you get with your season pass? That was my question. Just like, were they like, "Here's what you get"? Because with COD Elite Premium, they're like, there's going to be 20 pieces of DLC or more, and that's what you get. You know, I was just wondering because I didn't get it. I don't know.
Yeah, I have the season pass just because even though the only shit that I really did is zombies, it's still cheaper to get the season pass than to have to buy all those maps independently, because they don't sell just the zombie ones. They make you buy it with all the other bullshit.
Hey, I paid like what did I pay Woody? Like $20 for new weapons on Dead Space.
Oh yeah.
I literally said to Woody in the commentary, I wish there were a piece of DLC that you couldn't afford so I could get it.
He wanted something that expressed the income gap between Kyle and I. Like,
because I was pissed off because he had bought these better weapons than me.
Yeah, he did it wrong.
Oh yeah? All right.
Why'd y'all buy weapons? The Evangelizer's the best one, and they give it to you with the limited edition.
I disagree.
No, dude, the weapons we bought.
What do you like?
What
what do you
happened
like the
was
best?
Kyle bought weapons and they were like $5, and I bought weapons and they were like $15, and he didn't know how much I paid, and he's like, "Dude, I got this rocking weapon. It was $5," and I'm like, "Get on my level." So eventually, he had to buy the $15 pack. Right? He couldn't just like fill the gap. He had to buy the same. So now he has $20 in, and the two of us run around in God mode.
Yeah,
Y'all played on normal too. Like, why you need these $15 weapons?
because it makes for better videos if you're
And
not.
this is why you don't do a
dying.
single player Let's Play with
I
Wayne.
didn't die at all. Well,
Never watched
Jedi
the
died
Let's
a lot,
Play.
and we made it a pun.
How much are they charging for these camos, by the way? Do you individual
160 Microsoft points, as far as I know,
for one or for all of them?
for one.
Okay, and that
Each
translates
one
to how
is
much?
like $2.
Yeah, that's.
Wait, how much is 160?
It was like $18 in total or something like that.
Dude,
That's
18.
fucking bullshit.
I'll buy the classes, I think, because they're
'Cause
useful.
I bought a 1600, and I had like 300 or 400 left over at the end of it.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're buying custom camos, part of the blame has to be on you, because that's fucking retarded.
Dude,
I
somebody
like custom camos.
someone just tweeted a picture, and it's that scene from Star Wars with all the ghosts, and Lil Wayne is one of them. It's like Obi-Wan Kenobi, like Darth Vader's ghost, Yoda's ghost, and Lil Wayne's right in the middle.
So nobody out here is actually happy they are actually including camos.
You know,
I don't have a problem with it.
I bought the hard
necessarily.
camo.
I think I said in a video like 4 fucking years ago when Call of Duty 4 was out, and I was playing it for the second straight year in a row. I was like, I wish they would put out DLC for this game. I don't care what it is. I was like, I'll pay $5 for a pistol. I'll pay $10. Be honest, I'd pay $50 for a new pistol. I've been playing the shit out of this game. I'm tired. I want a new pistol, please, please. And I mean, yeah,
I get to that level faster than a normal person, but yeah, I'm the same way.
While they probably shouldn't have called their season pass a season pass if it wasn't going to include future DLC, I don't mind how much they charge for things because they can charge whatever the market will bear. If you're they're meant for hardcore fans, so only hardcore fans will have them, and that's a rare thing in Call of Duty's universe.
So people be picking up my fucking purple ass gun with the zebra stripes.
Yeah, and be excited. It'd be funny if when you picked it up, it just turned black and there was a white letter that said "not available." Not available, and even in finer print below that, "you cheap bastard."
I would be upset because I didn't have the not available camo.
Now, what would be really bad if people found out that all these camos were on the disc when it shipped?
Oh, you know it is. You know it is.
I don't know. Do you have to download anything? I haven't bought one.
There is no downloading it whatsoever. Actually, there is. Yeah, there is. But it's small. It's like 108 KB.
I mean, how much could a camo be?
I don't know. That would be why you go to your software guy.
I don't know much about code writing, but in an imaginary world where I do, I would write every camo as a layer of all the camos. That way.
Do you think they're going to drop another camo pack? That's the question. It's early into the season.
They might.
Well, if enough people buy it.
Why wouldn't they? Is the real question.
Yeah, look, I get that companies want to make money, right? I want to make money. You want to make money. Anyone who doesn't is probably still a child, right? I get that. I just feel like, at some point, your relationship with your customer also has value. And when they sit there and wring it and try to squeeze every last penny out of you by charging $2 a camo, it's like, whoa. I thought we had a partnership here, right? Like, you provide a product I like and I buy it year after year. It's not what I thought it is. What it actually is you fucking shove that carrot up my ass as hard as you possibly can every year until my prostate bursts. I don't know how that came out.
I don't understand.
I don't like that.
Yeah, why is there a carrot?
Yeah.
Is it a baby carrot? Is it what are we talking here?
I'm picturing a giant cartoon bunny carrot. You know,
Does it still
like
like the dirt on it, like some
It's
lady
only-
yeah,
stuck it out?
exactly, with the
Claw
big
the carrot to stimulate
green-
the process.
But anyway, yeah, I
Doctors,
feel violated by the kind of charging that they're doing now. And I get that it's optional or whatever, but it's too much. It should be bundled in my season pass. When Infinity Ward started throwing out game type after game type, like, hey, now there's infection, now there's one in the chamber, now there's money in the dank, now there's, I don't even know all the game modes they dropped, but I think I'm missing some, and it was all just free and included, you know, all or nothing, right? And that was another one they threw out.
I like the way Modern Warfare 3 did the map packs better.
Infection.
Because I want more maps now, and like I gotta wait till like April for them.
Is that, yeah. Anyway, when Modern Warfare 3 came out, everything they did was included in the season pass, and stuff like new games that was never included in COD before. Like, I never got new game types mid-year like Modern Warfare 3 did, and they could have easily charged for that, like they do for new camos, but they didn't, and they shouldn't have. And I felt like I was on board with the season pass process. Now, dude, camos and class slots and stuff, if you can make the game better, but reward your season pass holders. Now I'm just repeating myself, but they completely did this wrong. They made a huge mistake to turn away their customers, their most loyal, most avid customers. They're just wringing the money. It's like, if I'm a sponge filled with money water, they already squeezed it, and now there's a dry sponge, and they're like, a little bit more. I know there's another fucking drop of money in here.
I think you're missing the point, though.
Oh?
The point is, you don't have to buy them. It's totally optional.
I have a season pass, dude. They should provide it to me.
That's true. That's also true. I mean, I think if it was just if they never offered a season pass or anything like that, I think that's what makes it really not okay. I mean, even in general, though, I think people should be wary of when companies start bolting on microtransactions to a fully priced retail game. I think people should be weary of that, just because, even if it is completely optional, I think that's still being a little bit of showing a little bit of contempt for your consumers. But
you think DayZ's going to have the microtransactions War Z had?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with Bohemia Interactive as far as a publisher.
Well, I don't know if you guys followed War Z. War Z, you could buy guns right out the gate to survive with.
Mm-hmm. Well, War Z also had a ton of other issues.
Yeah.
I've even heard of War Z.
Yeah, it was like they promised like 100-player servers, and that was never even possible. The servers were always down. They touted something about the zombies and the AI, and it was awful. And then some people realized, like, wow, this is just a really crappy reskin of another crappy game that was out. Like the menus are all the same and stuff. It's just like, wow, this was just an awful game.
They took a while too. Like, to me, War Z didn't drop while DayZ was at its hottest. War Z dropped a year after DayZ faded, and they still didn't do it very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can only imagine what it would have been like if they tried to make it drop like at the height of DayZ, because it's clear that they came up like, oh man, DayZ's hot, let's do it now, and then never mind, bad.
Do you guys think there's going to be another video game crash?
What's a video game crash?
Well, Atari controlled the video game market for a long time. They didn't pay developers anything. Atari controlled all the software and everything. And video games to about 1979 crashed. People just gave up on them because they were getting the same shitty product. I mean, every game was essentially a variation of the last game that they paid, and they're paying $60 for Atari games. And it's like,
but I don't feel like that's the case. I think we get really, like the AAA titles are pretty much gold every single time.
yeah, but all you get is the AAA title gold. You don't get nothing else. If you don't build a AAA title, you have nothing. And you have to look. You have like 6 games a year, opposed to having 120, which was the standard for the PlayStation 1.
See, I'm not sure that's true. Like, so on consoles we're talking, right? But
Yeah.
in the PC world, I feel like, there's a section of YouTube, the Let's Play guys, that are playing silly games like that, the bus driving tutorials, doctor, like, surgery games.
Yeah, I'm talking about full games, not indie games like that last an hour.
I felt like you were saying, there aren't, there aren't anything
When
but
I used-
AAA titles.
when I-
On the PC, in 10 seconds, on the PC, there's a million things to play.
All right. But when I had a PlayStation 2, I could go to Walmart and I could see there would be like 8 shelves of games. There'd be the $20 section, known as the greatest hits, and they kind of scale up. You had the $30 games, $40 games, and you had the full-blown AAA titles down here for $60.
Mm-hmm.
You had this whole selection. Now they've condensed it down to 2. And it's generally numerical sequels of like maybe 10 to 15 games. Mass Effect, Call of Duty. There's 5 Call of Duties in that damn case. There's very little other games out there besides big series because nobody's willing to take a risk. And I feel like people will get burned out of the same shit. Like
There's
people are
lots of games,
complaining.
though.
People are complaining right now because Assassin's Creed 4 is already being dropped. Assassin's Creed just got dropped.
Yeah, that's weird.
Left 4 Dead got in trouble for that too.
And it's like, people will get burned out on these series. How many times can you play Assassin's Creed?
Wait, Assassin's Creed got dropped as a series?
No, number 3
By
just came
dropped,
out.
he
Now
means
they're
newly
already
released.
putting 4 out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I would play a Left 4 Dead 3
I would
for
too.
sure.
The thing is, I didn't
Yes.
like Left 4 Dead 2 as much as 1.
Really?
Are you a Left 4 Dead guy? Have you played a fair amount? Like, you're Left 4
Yeah.
Dead?
There's just more stuff to pick up and use in Left 4 Dead 2.
I don't know. Every animation, I didn't like the characters nearly as much. I didn't like a lot of the final stages didn't have the same sort of thing, and I didn't feel like it was as team based. Like, they split you up. Like, for example, what's the one where in the end you're trying to drive out on like a sports car, so you have to return the gas to it?
Were you in a sports car or one of those Jeeps?
I remember it in Left 4 Dead 2.
It's
It
a mall
being like a
level, right?
NASCAR car or something like that, isn't it?
It's been like over a year since I've
Yeah,
watched
and
it.
anyway, if I remember it being like a race car, and you have to take these tanks of gas and dump it in there, and the thing is designed to split you up. Whereas in Left 4 Dead 1, the whole thing was designed for teamwork. If a guy didn't have a mic, you'd kick him out. You'd be like, "Look, we need to work together to survive the zombie apocalypse," and I loved that about Left 4 Dead 1.
I guess that is true, because in Left 4 Dead 2, if you was just you and your friend and then 2 other randoms, and they both died, you could both of you make your way through successfully. It'd be harder, but you could do it. Whereas, yeah, in Left 4 Dead 1, if one person got separated, it was like those 3 had to make a concerted effort to make it to the one, recover him, and then get back to the path.
Yeah, and I played on Veteran a lot. And on Veteran, like, you really needed to trust your teammates. Shooting each other hurts you a bundle. 2 shots and I think you're down on the ground. And I don't know, just the way that it required cooperation and teamwork, and it was a really great gaming experience. I miss that. Also, for some reason, chicks like Left 4 Dead.
I want to say
There
one
are
more
a lot
thing
more
about
girls on Left 4 Dead than other
Tons
games.
of girls.
I've fucked a lot of chicks from Left 4 Dead. Yeah.
I want to say one more thing on this thing. The reason I say about the video game crash, I started thinking about it. I was recently reading the Resident Evil 2 Wikipedia, and Capcom wanted to sell 2 million copies of Resident Evil 2. That was their goal, 2 million. Dead Space 4 just got canceled because Dead Space 3 was unable to sell 5 million copies. And keep in mind, Resident Evil 2, they gave up on it 80% in and restarted the whole game from scratch. That's why Resident Evil 1.5 just got released and modding. So because Dead Space didn't exceed to EA standards, they're killing the series off. And this is a AAA title that launched with microtransactions inside of it, which made the money because, got Woody and Kyle over there trying to blow up stuff on normal.
Kyle alone.
And like the DLC for Dead Space 3 was a fucking joke, dude. Awakened, 45 minutes, $10. That's all you got.
Yeah. I'm a little... For people who haven't played Dead Space 3, there's a fair amount of busy work in that game. Go here, pick up this, come back, go there, pick up this, come back. Like, they run you all over the same maps to make a 6-hour game into 12. And
It's getting a little frustrating. There's
Yeah.
fucking elevators, the fucking snow.
It's the same thing over and over again the entire game. You're pretty much running through one area that changes the way it looks.
sometimes it's literally the same area.
Right.
Like, all right, go out to space, grab me an engine. All right, you grab the
Oh,
engine,
don't worry.
you
The
bring it back.
The
And
DLC takes place on the Terra Nova too, so you're in luck.
And then oh wait, outside we also needed whatever, a new freaking transponder unit placed on that thing. And you're like, damn, now I'm running all around the same place I just came from. Just like it's a scavenger hunt. And
I prefer it to be a journey from point A to point B, and that be the arc of the whole game. And along the way, the enemies keep changing and mutating and always keeping you on your toes.
yes.
With jump scares in between. That's the Dead Space I like.
That's what Dead Space 2 was mostly, with aside from a little bit of backtracking.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
describes almost every game I like. You know, I like Call of Duty single player games. I haven't even played Black Ops 2 yet, the campaign, but historically on the CODs, especially the Infinity Ward ones, people complain that it's on rails. Okay, I get that maybe that's not your cup of tea. It's mine though. You know,
Yeah,
I
me too.
absolutely love you telling me where to go. Maybe a little bit off rails, right? Like maybe if I go into that building and flank a guy, I'm kind of clever and I make things easier on myself. But mostly, I don't want to be lost. I certainly don't want to be on a scavenger hunt. You know, the idea that I should be able to do anything in this game, it's not what I'm looking for. What I like personally is to make that hard road travel and make the road, you know, just wide enough so I can go in the buildings and shoot from the windows and, you know, do, like, if I'm clever, then I get some advantage for being so. I love the yellow brick road that tells me where to go.
Yeah, I agree.
Got an
And-
update on Wings' hate of Lil Wayne here for an official tweet from his Twitter account. Quote, "I'm good, everybody. Thanks for the prayers and love."
And the pictures of me with all those dead guys.
Yeah.
So, Wings, sadly, your
I'm
bloodlust
just
will not be
saying,
satiated.
like Dead Space didn't fail to sell a lot of copies. I'm just saying that. It's like how
Well, right, a
why
game
are
that
companies
sells-
getting so greedy?
But Lil Wings, or not Lil Wings, Lil Wayne did fail to die tonight. How do you feel about that? Now that you know.
He still ain't got my great grandma beat, so he's still got to get on her level.
All right.
You mean she's dead and he's not?
No. She died like 6 or 7 times and came back to life. He's only done it once.
Is
That
your
is
grandma some sort of
Really
super
dying
messiah?
if you can come
No,
back.
she was just very stubborn. Like she'd flatline and they resuscitate her, flatline and then resuscitate her.
Was she stubborn or were the doctors really good? I don't think they were stubborn.
Yeah,
No,
that sounds like a case of good
but-
doctors to me.
Like, there's no way you're dying.
Like,
Fuck
let me
that.
tell a story about my great
It's
grandma.
only stubborn if she was defibrillating herself.
Yeah.
My great grandma got her guts blown out by a double barrel shotgun because she cheated on her husband, and like she clung to life for like an hour and a half, holding her guts in to be airlifted to Charleston because Conway Hospital wasn't big enough back then to deal with that kind of thing. And like she died like twice on the way there, and she still came back to life. It's lived another 35 years.
If I came back like 3 times, I think I'd just. I'd be
Like,
like,
she
you know,
ended up
just
dying like
let
3
me
or 4
go.
times toward the end of it. We always called her stubborn. She didn't want to go. She didn't want to die.
So, is her husband, like, what happened to the dad in this thing?
Well,
He
she
go to
didn't press
jail?
charges.
What?
She didn't press charges against the guy that shot her in the guts with a shotgun.
No, she ended up staying with him and didn't even divorce him.
Oh no! She's not that stubborn. She's kind of forgiving.
She was
She
the
had
one.
8 kids with him, so
Stubborn enough to say fuck off to Satan 7 times. But
she had
to
8. She had
freaking
8 children with
blew
this
out her
man.
intestines.
8 children.
Yeah,
What did she like?
Kudos.
Did, like make furniture?
my grandma
as a
liked to
job
drink and
sell it?
fuck. That's what she liked to do. She liked to drink and fuck.
And apparently not die.
New topic.
No, I want to hear more about mating patterns.
That's why my current grandma is the gangster grandma, because she's real stubborn like her mother.
New topic.
Kyle, how many times have your grandparents died and come back?
That never happened. They're actually they're all dead now. They're all dead.
All of
Mine
them?
are all dead
All of
too.
them. Yeah.
I never
still
had
dead, too.
any grandfathers.
My step grandfather is still alive, but as far as like the ones who actually did the procreation, they are all dead.
That's a good. I guess
They
all my
can't hurt you
parents
anymore, Kyle.
had young kids. My grandma right now, she's only 61.
Wait, your grandma's 61?
Yeah,
Wait, how old are you? 26?
20, about to turn 27.
So that
Yeah,
means
I did
your
the math, too.
mom-
That's a double 17, boys and girls.
My mom, that's a
Did
double
you count for the
16.
length of the pregnancy? Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus.
That's a double 16?
Yeah.
Double seven. Yeah, double.
Most 27-year-olds don't have 61-year-old grandparents.
Most 27-year-olds don't have grandparents.
My grandparents are in their late,
I had a great grandma for most of my life.
Actually, Wings,
I'm
I'm
only 22.
thinking about this. You should just be a couple years off being a grandparent yourself. You fucked it up. Like, you're doing this all wrong. You should have a 10-year-old by now who's 6 years away from birth.
I destroyed the trend.
Do you have any brothers and sisters that are getting after it? Or, I mean, come on, what's up?
My sister's 16, so if she is...
I think we nailed it.
So if the trend is correct, and she's all partying tonight, so...
Dude, you need to
Should we make a save the date occasion right now? And 9 months from now?
Anybody want to take a bet that Wing's sister has a baby in the next 18 months?
She seemed really,
Lovely.
responsible and put together, I was going to say. Like, she...
No, that is not her at all.
Really?
No.
She was well behaved when we were
the
there,
man
though.
himself.
I take the bet.
Wait, because I'm betting that there will be a child within the next.
We can't bet the same direction.
I know, right?
What kind of action would I get?
2-1.
2-1?
I'll take that. I'll take that. I got $100 says that she has no baby in the next 18 months.
What if I've got insider information? I gotta start texting. Do it now.
Kyle's gonna
Project
make it happen.
Mongoose is on.
He's
you
gonna start
guys are a
sending
lot
her that
nicer than
beautiful
me.
picture of his
Like-
penis he talked about at the start of the show.
The
Yeah,
light.
You guys got better information than me, because I think she might get in a car wreck in the next 18 months.
Get a what?
She is a bad driver. B-A-D.
We covered that she was a girl already.
Yeah.
It just goes hand in hand.
Yeah, I've seen her.
Yeah. Kyle's gonna
I'm just
say
saying, now, she is
highway.
impressive how bad of a driver she is, and she thinks it's 100% okay.
My wife claims that she's a better driver than me. And I'm like, but you hit stuff. Is there some other measure? Like your car, it's got damage on the running board because she hit the landscaping. It has a rear bumper that this isn't quite perfect because she hits. I'm like, you hit stuff. I don't hit stuff when I drive.
Yeah, I'm the same. All right, you've ridden with me, Woody. Would you say I'm a bad driver?
No, bad's not the word I'd use. It's not
Reckless
safe.
is the word he would use.
No, I mean, look, if somebody drives 160 miles an hour without hitting something, is he a bad driver?
Is he on a straightaway? Maybe.
He's on, a highway. He had to slow down for police and stoplights.
You're going 160, Kyle?
He wanted to go fast.
That's not even true. Like, we talked about this in a previous one. I was telling him that the
Is that
fastest
the
I'd
max
ever
out
been in
net-
a car
max
was
out
120.
net?
And he's like, we're going faster than that right now. And we look, and it was going, like, his car is so fast and so smooth. 160 feels like 50. But, so there, I'll ask you, is he a bad driver? You tell me.
I have never, ever had, I have never, ever had a collision with anything. Ever. Never in my driving career has my
You hit
vehicle
something at
hit
160, you can continue that flawless record because you won't remember it.
I know. You die at 160 in a car
Yeah, you're
accident.
gonna
That's what
Ryan
happens.
Dunn that shit, man.
But
So-
I mean, you take.
So
there's a chance
obviously
you
he's
could
a
die in a lot of
skilled
things.
driver. He's not a bad driver. But I will say, even a skilled driver at 160, it carries a higher level of risk than even perhaps my wife driving.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
That
was
is,
not-
if you move the steering wheel too sharp, you're gonna flip that bitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
Those
Camaro's not going to flip, I don't think. I think
It's not gonna flip,
slide
but it's
out
gonna
on its
fishtail
tires.
and slide
Yeah.
out. Yeah,
Because at that
which
point,
would be really fucking fun, actually.
If you
how
slow
much
down
how much air is
slowly.
under that car at 160, Kyle? Does it feel like the front end picks up at all?
Nah, it's pretty low to the ground, and it weighs like 5,000 pounds.
That Camaro don't weigh no 5,000 pounds.
Yeah, they're really heavy. Look, I can check it real quick, but I think
My Super Crew F-150 weighs 5,500.
let me see how much it weighs.
I'm looking at 3,600. 3,600. Who wants to bet on it?
I will not. I'm more secure in the winged sister berth than I am in the weight of that car.
Because the Camaro's probably got a lot of fiber.
How much did you say it weighed?
It weighs
3,600
3,800 pounds.
I was going to say 3,500. It's 38.
Yep.
I win.
What did you say, Wings?
3,600.
You do win.
Well, it depends. What do we do? Well, no.
It's always Price is Right rules, Lefty.
Always default to Price is Right rules.
Because I was sort of thinking like a work truck is 3,500 pounds.
Oh boy, now we're in trucks. Here we go.
Well, a single track work truck with a V6. The Camaro obviously has a V8 in it, so it's going to add about a couple hundred pounds there. I mean, you got the bigger wheels on it, so you got to add probably 40 or 50 pounds there.
You seriously started at a work truck and did the math of addition and
Jesus
subtraction
Christ,
on component?
Yes, I did.
I just assumed it would be about 3,500 pounds, knowing how much cars kind of weigh.
Is that the show tonight?
We have to go 15 more minutes, or they revolt and scream.
Okay.
Sim City.
Oh, SimCity's a pile of dog.
Well, you want to...
EA is the bomb.
This might be a sponsored video. We love you, EA.
Electronic Arts. I'm sad that you pulled Dead Space 4, but SimCity is a masterpiece that's going to be remembered through the ages.
The fact that you require always-on DRM and your servers have too much traffic for people who paid the game to actually play it. That's not a bug. That's a feature.
I paid $120 for Battlefield 3, and I've yet to be able to play it. Thank you, EA.
And you know the best part? I gotta hand it to the EA or Max's Spin team, because one of their press releases during the launch week, when people could not play because you cannot play the game unless you are connected to the servers, was, "We're sorry. Our servers are experiencing difficulties because so many people love our game and want to get on and play it." And I just had to slow clap, be like, okay, you want to try to spin it into whatever? Okay, it's on you.
They're kind of right. For a couple years in a row, every time COD dropped, the first couple days you couldn't play it. Mm-hmm. And there was another. I think it was Bad Company. Bad Company 3, maybe?
Yeah, it had lots of issues.
You couldn't play that for a while. It had dedicated servers, which everyone loved.
You had to wait till 4 in the morning if you wanted to play, though.
Yeah.
Battlefield 3 did it, too. Battlefield 3 had server issues on launch.
EA's cheap.
It did. But the last couple CODs have not. And they do have servers. They're not dedicated servers, but they have, like, matchmaking servers and all this stuff that puts you into a lobby and finds you with someone who lives nearby.
Oh, that's something we could talk about. I was actually saving this for commentary. What if Call of Duty had those fucking Battlefield servers that people could pick what it was? How many fucking Nuketown games would we be playing?
Yeah, that's all you'd get.
You pretty much have that. There's a Chaos Mosh Pit. There used to be a Nuketown.
I understand that, but like, when's the last time you put Battlefield in? Almost everything's Operation Metro, 8 million tickets. Mm-hmm. I can only imagine how many Nuketown 500 ticket dominations I'd be playing.
Yeah. They do it in Battlefield 3. You can choose the map, the game mode. You can just revolve the
and just select the maps, the whole nine. If you could rent servers on COD, it would be a catastrophe. It'd be all hijacked. It'd be all Nuketown. It'd be all domination. It'd be all to 500 tickets.
Sniper only.
Headshot only. Bullshit, dude. It would be horrible.
There's a lot of people who prefer that, though, right?
I think sniper only is 90%. Sometimes.
Oh, I forgot Taylor's a sniper. You were like a quickscoper for some time, right? I don't know if that's still you, but...
Taylor.
It's fun, though. Like, I was never, like, fucking, like, dank at it, like, doing awesome things, but it was fun.
Taylor, I kicked Taylor off my friends list in Modern Warfare 2 for sniping. Have you ever gotten back on it?
You didn't, I don't even know if I'm on your friends list now.
You're not.
I don't even think
Once you're off, you're never on again.
Some people ask me why I don't play with Wings anymore. And the real answer is I think Wings and I are better real-life friends than gaming friends. Right? I used to play Modern Warfare 2 with Wings almost every day. Every single night. Every night. It's not like this happens. Every night the session would end with Wings rage quitting. Every time. That was just how it ended. You'd hear the complaints sort of ramp up. Like, motherfucker, fuck this, oh my god, whatever. And then, like, you'd be struggling in a game, and you notice, like, Wings is gone. He's just not here anymore. He quit, and that's how the night
I don't
ends.
do it that way anymore. I've actually matured. Now I expect you to play good, or I just kick you out.
Because back then,
real mature.
The same way.
The way Wings played back then is if you can imagine, like, in baseball terminology, he was a home run hitter. So he's sitting back there and he's swinging as hard as he can every game. And if he misses the ball, and what I mean by that is he doesn't get his Harrier, then he might as well fucking leave because it's game over. Because he spent all that time trying to swing the big bat.
That's exactly. Like, if you miss that window of opportunity, I mean, you're at 7 minutes in now. If I get a Harrier now, it's going to be 3 minutes in. I ain't going to have no room for chopper gunner.
Yeah, you're not getting your chopper gunner in. And that's he's already done that math in his head, and now he knows this game is ruined. So it's either leave or sit here and be pissed off. And he'll politely stay there and be pissed off for like 3 games in a row. And if it happens 3 games in a row, it's over. It's over.
The first time I played with Wings, Kyle, and Woody, we were playing on High Rise, and I was like 2 kills away from a chopper gunner, and they were spawn trapped. And I, not knowing the etiquette, was like, I'm just going to run and get 2 kills real quick. Fuck it. I'm going to go get my chopper gunner. And I run in, ruin the spawn, and immediately Wings gets shot in the back and just goes, who the fuck ran in there? Who the fuck ran in there? And meanwhile, like I'm actually getting chased by somebody scary. I'm like, oh, fuck. I should run in the basement of this place and run back through so they don't expect me. And I was like, yeah, it was me. Sorry. And then Wings just started yelling at me like, you idiot. I just got shot in the back. I was not
you wouldn't get that. You wouldn't get that nowadays. Nowadays it'd be like, oh, Murka flipped the spawn, back out, kick, replace with somebody on Twitter.
Replace with someone on Twitter.
And then even funnier than your response was as soon as you left, like, this was my first time playing with you guys as a dynamic, but it was clear immediately that this happened all the time because Kyle just immediately goes, oh, he left again. Like, but he's like, all right, we gotta go get him. God damn it. Like, just the whole thing. Whole list of people gone.
Yeah, keep in mind, I'm a lot different player from Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2, I had like a 0.1 win-loss. Modern Warfare Black Ops 2, I have a 12 win-loss.
You also have all the skin on your thumbs.
Why is that?
Remember when you were like the skin was coming off your fingers?
Oh yeah, Modern Warfare 2. I played with like band-aids on my fingers because I had blisters on them.
Dude, Wings played so much in Modern Warfare 2. He was like the first person to get 10th Prestige on PS3, and he went 10th Prestige on Xbox like by Christmas.
Yep.
Wings played as much Modern Warfare 2 as I probably did Call of Duty 4. I played
around 60 days worth.
Call of Duty 4.
Oh, then I've got you beat then.
I had 18 days logged on PS3 by the time December 1st ran around.
Yeah, you had a lot of time in a very short period of time though.
Yeah, Kyle played COD 4 for 2 years.
Yeah, yeah.
COD 4 is still my favorite one.
Mine too. Always
Is it? Are we looking at it nostalgically, or was it
no,
really the best one?
I would love to go play some COD 4 right now.
I like World at War still
Go back
best.
there and deal with 3 times frag and the MP5 and M16.
I'd rather deal with 3 times fast. I'd rather play COD 4 than Black Ops 2.
Can we do that? Can we do a COD 4 game and with Painkiller already, and we're all playing COD 4? Get ourselves a nice team together.
The thing is, we played Zombies once, and everybody hated it.
No, but here's the thing: the stream could get on and play with us.
Yes, because
That's not PKA though, right? You know
we can do
what?
something like a PKA open game night.
If by some miracle you're still watching this podcast nearly 2 hours in, leave a comment and let us know if you'd like us to play COD 4 with you and against
let
you.
us
This is
know.
when you come up with a special code
If
word.
you're at this point in the podcast, you're the fans we love.
Yeah, leave that
Yeah.
comment in the form of subscribing to youtube.com/xcapone and the
You know, I never thought of it, but we really should save the good stuff for the fans that have hung around for like this part of the podcast.
Oh, I guarantee
Yeah,
it's
these are the good fans.
Like if
That's
you're ever
it.
gonna like come out as a homosexual or anything, save it for these guys.
Dude, 1 hour 50 minutes in, shirtless podcast.
Yeah. Like 1 hour and 50 minutes in, it should just turn into pornography. Like you guys are still here, so Murkadurkah's gonna fuck this
What happened to all the muscles?
Yeah, just now Merc is gonna. Oh, I'll buy a fleshlight. I'll fuck that on the camera.
What are you doing? You're good. Stop it! Stop it!
I gotta ask though, when I first seen you, Merker, you were like this brick shit house. What happened to your muscles?
Dude, I'm still like a pretty muscular dude. I've lost a lot of fat. Like I've lost since the first time you saw me, I've lost 40, 45 pounds of fat.
Like when I first saw you, I was like, man, I'd hate to fuck with that dude.
Now
I
you still hate to fuck with this dude.
now it's like I would just put you in a headlock and choke you out.
See, that's the point.
A headlock isn't a choke. Wings, you're not a fighter.
See, this is what should have happened.
Woody had me beating all the.
Hey, Woody, I am a fighter. I just fight dirty. Everything's a choke for Wings. Choke, get weight on top.
I had Woody beat in the strength department. He did some.
So sap their strength out and make them use
I didn't know what was happening for a second.
Wings was not Wings. Taylor was bigger, stronger, younger, and almost as good looking. And we rolled. And I think you did the best out of anyone.
Yeah.
But it was like 45 seconds, right? Something like that.
Yeah, because it's just like
Woody
once you
still
get
thinks
one,
that.
I mean, me and Kyle fought in the front lawn a little bit.
Yeah, that didn't go well at all.
No, it did. Yeah, not for you.
I was tuckered out. Woody had, in my defense, Woody had just kicked my ass like 3 times in a row. You were beating up on somebody that had already taken 3 ass kickings.
No, wasn't it? Who fought me before that? Was it? Did I like wrestle White Boy and then it took like all of a second and a half?
Poor white
Yeah.
boy.
White boy is aerodynamic.
He's
Leave him
not
alone.
built for fighting. White
No.
boy, he's built for loving.
You guys
Yes.
both fought Woody. Let me ask you this question. Woody thinks if I start on his back with a chokehold, he can beat me.
He can beat you.
Oh yeah, yeah, he'll beat you.
So if I start with in a chokehold already
Not gonna
applied,
matter.
No.
I don't. It's not gonna matter.
what's to stop me from like just dropping my legs over the top of his thighs and just dragging him right to the ground?
Some sort of witchcraft.
Because,
you won't know what's
because
happening.
his legs are stronger and wigglier than yours, and he's gonna
His
have
legs
both
are
of
not
his hands.
stronger than mine.
I don't
He's
know if
gonna
they're
have-
stronger,
that.
He's gonna have both his hands on one of your hands, pulling your grip. All the while he's wiggling and shaking and doing everything he can to loosen you time over time, and you're eventually gonna give out because he's
Kyle, I
jerky
might look
and you're
like this
holding.
fat piece of shit.
I want to see the fight
I
now.
was-
I
I
want to
was-
see the fight right fucking now. You don't live that far apart. Make it fucking happen. I got 250 on Woody's fucking gamer tag. 2-1. Anybody?
Hey, it's
I'm not
One,
saying I can beat
go.
Woody's gamer tag in a
Woody
fight.
versus Wings 2013 to the death.
Listen. I'm not saying I can beat Woody's gamer tag in a fight. I'm saying if he gives me that
He
situation,
is going to give
I
you
don't
that
see him beating me.
situation. He is that is the bet. He gives you that situation and he takes you not
For
once,
some reason, because
twice,
one
but
thing
3 times.
One thing I think you're not factoring in, I did a physically strong job for
One
a
thing you are
large
not
part of my
figuring in,
adult
my
life.
friend, I am not wanting to argue it. I am wanting to see it.
Yeah, I don't quite
Hey,
fully
I'll-
understand the.
I'll show up too.
There's a saying out there. There's a reason we play the games.
I don't know what position Wings is asking for exactly.
I'm asking for on
but
your back,
Hold on. I'll give you any
Chokehold.
position you want. I don't really
I'm
care.
just standing behind you with my arm around your neck, locked in,
Uh-huh.
ready to pounce my weight on your back as soon as they say go.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
You know why he said so nonchalant?
The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna pull to the right.
Because he
I can
has a
guarantee
fucking
you.
Plan. He knows.
He's like, "Not
he knows
now."
how to do this.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you said that, I was like, yeah, got it.
You're like,
Was
it's
that not the
too
first thing
bad.
you think about doing? What would be the first thing you thought about doing in that situation?
No,
He's not going to
fair.
tell you now before the fight. It ain't
No
going to happen.
inquiries. I mean, Wings, while you're challenging, I mean, I'm even stronger than the first time when you saw me. We could duke it out in the front yard of South Carolina.
If
Yeah,
you give me
it's
that
not that
position
I'm
on Woody,
some
I know
sort
I
of,
can
like,
take you.
Johnny
you can
Badass,
take
right?
me
Like,
if you kick me from behind. I'm not a trained fighter.
I rolled with Joe Lozon, and I went into it knowing full well that I was going to lose. Like, there are people out there who roll every day who can do it, but
I'm just saying that
Yeah,
position right there plays
I'm
to
gonna be
all my
fine.
strengths.
I was better than average. I think I still am. If I were to show up at a gym, I think I'd be somewhere in the middle right now, and I would anything you want, Wings.
It's exhausting. He is on you like a bag of rocks.
Yeah, but you
And
never
he-
start in that position, Kyle. You always start like ready to roll him. I'm
And-
starting already got him where I want him.
But I have been in positions where I felt like I was very close to like getting my arms around his neck, and he's elusive, and he knows how to keep his chin tucked.
Yeah, but see-
and
Yeah.
you're not choking.
He
him
knows
with
what
it.
But we're talking, Kyle. You already have the chin. There's no
He's gonna
tucking.
dig his chin under your arm because he knows how. He's gonna wiggle and he's gonna fight and he's gonna be like it's gonna be like trying to squeeze a fucking fish right out of the water. It's gonna be
I feel
slipping
like
everywhere.
arguing in my behalf is like arrogant somehow. But like Wings, how many times have you choked someone out with that move?
Almost every fight I've ever been in,
Well, like 6.
like 4.
Okay, because I've probably defended it 2,000 times.
Yeah,
That's the difference. See, that's what
yeah,
we're
but
talking.
the
We're not
people that
saying
you're defending it again were they 400 pounds and like outweighed you by 250.
No, but like I've rolled with perfect specimens before.
I mean,
you know,
I understand that, but like it's like my weakness is my constitution. I know that I can't let the fight go on more than like 30 seconds.
It's gonna.
Well, then it's gonna. Never have
Like,
had
so I got to move as little as humanly possible and use my weight to my advantage.
Okay.
Never have I had as much respect for the amount of endurance those UFC
Yeah.
guys have as
Oh my
when
gosh.
Kyle and I were drunk out front of that Marriott and we started rolling, and like we were maybe 45 seconds in, and I could hear my own breathing, and I could hear Kyle kind of wheezing a little bit.
Yeah,
And, we were both just in gassed mode already.
You're in gas mode where you still got like the adrenaline to like push you on and keep fighting for something, but you're gassed. Like your body does not want to keep doing this.
Conditioning's a big part of it. Like if you were a skilled fighter, right? I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about like very skilled fighters. Sometimes you have these ideas like, all right, this is the move I need to execute. This was this brief opportunity for me to, land a sweep or something like that. And there are times when you have like the idea, but maybe not the endurance, the conditioning to pull it off 4 or 6 minutes into a fight. It's I don't know. I like fighting. I think it's really cool. You guys have
you ever seen somebody with
hit the
superhuman
gym.
endurance that like it just impresses you?
Dude, there's a guy fighting tomorrow night who has superhuman endurance.
What's his name?
Nick Diaz.
Yeah.
Nick Diaz is like one of his things is he drags you into deep water. That's what they call rounds like 3, 4, and 5, and then he drowns you. And it's just. I watched this guy hit a speed bag for 23 minutes while jumping, and
That's ridiculous.
It is so, and you have to see the pace that he keeps up, and the last minute, of course, is the hardest one. If you needed 20 more minutes from him, he would have it for you. The guy is on top. Like his conditioning is, I don't have words for it. It's so impressive, and we'll see how he does tomorrow night.
I felt pretty good today because I walked an entire mile without stopping.
There you go. Step one. But yeah,
I've only ever been in hockey fights, and that's not the same.
No,
but I was a goalie, and so it took a stretch to go get in fights.
There you go. I've been in a few hockey fights too.
I want to see this fight.
Oh, the Wings and Woody fight?
Yes.
Does anyone want to bet against me? I want to make some money too.
I will not.
I don't know. With your, I'd do it if I had more subscribers and views. YouTube.com. But I think I might need a little bit better than 2-1 because figuring how.
No, it's got to be way better than 2-1. Like 5-1, 10-1.
Damn, I feel like you're underrating me.
Dude,
we are.
You're
No,
underrating.
Wiggs.
I understand I'm not a perfect fighter, but he's giving me everything a fat guy needs to win.
Well, I mean, you're not going to start out like laying on top of him.
I am going to start out laying on top of him.
I thought we were standing.
No, you're standing and then begin. Like you don't.
You're like this. I'm already choking him when the match just says begin.
Yeah, but you're not literally like him on his stomach flat on the ground and you laying on top of him like.
That ain't gonna take long.
Pretty soon, Wiggs is gonna be like.
I don't care how strong Woody is. His legs aren't strong enough to hold 400 pounds.
I wonder if they are. Like so. I don't have like superhuman legs.
Not that much weight.
Let me interject. Let me interject. I have now. If muscle size is any view into this window, I've seen guys with less impressive legs than Woody has squat 800 pounds.
Right, but they weren't. The 800 pounds wasn't trying to pull them down. It was dead weight.
Yeah, and they probably didn't have the
some...
body by Xbox thing that I've got going on right now.
I just want to point it out now that before too long, it's going to turn into Wing saying, when the fight starts, I've already hit you in the face with a lead pipe 5 or 6 times.
Doesn't it? First we're standing, now he's like
I
laying
didn't.
down.
No, I'm just saying I got the choke synced in. Like as soon as they go start, the muscle tightens up, and your air is cut off.
Yeah, but there's going to be like a slippery slope of like how it changes. Like, no, we established I get a lead pipe in the beginning, and
you already have one broken arm.
I mean, the way I figure it's going to happen is Woody's going to know I'm going to try to jump the first way. So he's either going to go left or right. He's not going to go back because if he goes back, I'll just fall back with him and bring him down. And then he's going to be on top of me, and he's going to be trying to elbow me in the ribs.
Whoa, no way.
You're fine.
There's no elbowing. But we should also get some ground rules down before we start this fight. There's no striking.
No, there will
striking. Headbutting was one of my guards.
I'm glad we talked about this before we put it into
motion. He's like, I was going to smuggle a little small
shit out of him as soon as he tried to move left or right.
We all see now that if Wings ever comes to PAX or anything with us, we don't want to roll with him because he's gonna actually try to hurt us. Wings is the one who like pokes you in the eye and kicks you in the balls and jumps up.
I'll grab a sack full of nuts and twist.
Yeah, so no one will be rolling with Wings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those rules. A sack. What'd you say?
Yeah, I don't want to put my
sack full of nuts. Well, that's a disturbing image, my friend.
Yeah, that's
because because I both saw you grabbing a man's testicles and you throwing a big burlap sack of testicles over your shoulder and walking away smiling. I had both those mental images at the same time.
Kyle, man, we should meet
Fucked
at
up.
Wing's
That's
house.
exactly what I pictured.
You can bring your friend to FPS Russia to commentate it. We'll get some video.
I mean, I was just talking to Kyle about going down to his house to.
With him again anytime, and embarrass him again anytime. You know, just let him know. Relay that info.
I'll see what I can do.
Well,
I'd give Murka a lot. I'd give Murka a little bit more.
Versus Kyle?
No, like if me and Murka rolled.
Oh, you think
so
Murka would do better than me?
Are you
Oh,
kidding?
you're so wrong.
You think you could last longer with Woody than with me? Woody beat me, and I did better against him than anyone. Just because I'm young and virile, you know?
No, I
Murka's
was
really
saying.
strong. What happened was I went for a takedown on him, and he kind of like grabbed my rib cage, and I was stuck in that position for a little while.
It was
until
like
I
an
could-
arm and a head. Like your head was in there, but your arm was too. So I couldn't do anything with it. Like
Yeah,
like
he
that.
wasn't quite ready to
Gut-wrench power
rampage
bomm.
slam me or anything. Yeah,
He
but
said
Yeah.
powerbomb. I love he goes to WWE.
Well,
It
no,
was
you
a
get him in
hotel
that
room.
position.
elbow.
You get him in
I
that
forgot
position.
to
You
put that
got
in.
gut
you
wrench
should have
powerbomb.
suplexed me onto the bed.
yeah, if only I knew what to tell my body to do to facilitate
Why
that.
did you just run his head into the wall, Murka?
No, my head was like,
He's not trying to hurt him, Wayne.
Yeah,
Stop
I was
trying
like-
to-
you
I
got the
didn't-
position wrong. Like my head's kind of in his belly, like nutsack.
Oh. Like, I thought you just had your arm and your head underhooked.
No, it was.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I mean, but
Stooges
even
stuff.
so, even if that opportunity was granted to me, like as soon as the fight started, my mentality didn't go from like, oh yeah, Woody, cool guy, I've known him for a while, to like, I want to make his weekend awful and put him in the hospital and ruin his
I didn't mean like start kneeing him in the face.
That's kind of what
Yeah,
you
he just
said,
meant
though.
put his head through it.
No, like why have
I'm
trailer
gonna ruin
rolls?
this paintball shit. Let's go.
And you have to be careful, right? Because like every time you step up these rules wings, you open the door for the other guy to do it too. You're like, oh, I'm gonna elbow Woody.
I can take a
Oh.
punch. I've been hit plenty of times.
Well, I'm just saying, like, now my elbows are in the game. You know, now my punches are in. Like, you know, you don't want all this.
I would gladly give up the punching and
Woody, I
elbow.
fell off a 5-story melter and I
Woody's
walked off from
elbows
it.
are now in game.
Whenever
you know?
you're fighting someone who might be even close to as good as you are, you want to go as basic as possible if you're going to be doing this a lot. I mean, if you're fighting some like 8-year-old kid, you're like, yeah, full striking, bro. Full striking, no bullshit. Don't
Full
put that
striking,
pussy.
we can
like,
use knives.
Don't bring that pussy shit in here, bro. It's like an 8-year-old kid climbing through the ropes. That's when it's okay to do that. But once you get in
I'm
there,
just saying. I was gonna say I fell off a 5-story melter and I walked away from that shit. Anybody else can?
How many elbows did that throw?
I don't know,
I
dude.
threw one
5-story
hell of an
melter's
elbow.
legit though. 5 stories. If I fell from something
Yeah.
5 stories, I wouldn't walk anywhere.
Yeah, how did you do that? Did you like land on a? Was you working
I
on
landed on a safety rail. Like what it is, the platform was like this, and standing on top of it, and we had 2 slings onto a crane, an overhead rail crane. And I
Yeah.
took 2 of the slings off, and I was going to take the other one because this right here was supposed to be seated onto the melter. And the guy picked the crane up with just these slings on it, and it went like this, and it drug the crane down 5 stories before it stopped, and it goes wham, and I hit that damn thing, knocked my air completely out of me.
But the
I woke
fall
up. I
was
woke up.
resisted
I woke
somewhat.
up like this. I'm sitting there, just had my fingers dug into the grate of the floor. Like I had to like physically undo them with my other hand.
just let it go.
Were you lighter then?
I was about 380 then,
Okay, just wondering.
but I was a lot more muscular then. 'Cause I was constantly jackhammering and walking up steps and picking up slag bars, and I was heavy, but I had a lot more muscle on me.
Mm-hmm. Did you like your coworkers there?
Yeah, why?
Just wondering. I don't know. Like sometimes I envision myself in like a blue collar job, and I think I wouldn't fit in. Like they would.
I never
Somehow
hated
not
my
take to
coworkers.
me.
I never hated my bosses. I just hated the hours and what you had to work.
It's not about hating everybody. It's just like they would like each other more than me. Like I'd somehow be set off to the side. I think it might. Like I could conceivably see it happening to Lefty too. You know.
I don't
like-
know. I'm a likable guy. You've met me in person.
Well, that's just because I'm a racist, though. They wouldn't like that.
No. I think even though racist probably isn't going to pull off the blue collar thing, he's enough of a racist that he'll fit right in.
No, you know what? We were talking about my rape, detector earlier. I'm starting to feel a little bit higher, voltage from you, Lefty. The more we talk about your race,
Yep.
just a more of a I
I just imagine Lefty like going out eating a lot of mushrooms, and then putting on a Colonel Sanders outfit and just doing his raping. Just walking around. Hey there, young lady. How about you come on back to Captain Left?
Let me tell you, once you physically release a death grip, it feels like you're falling off a bed.
What's a death grip?
Like, I literally death gripped the thing. Like, I pulled every muscle in this arm, stopping my weight.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I had to literally take my fingers off that grate. I couldn't get myself to do it. And, like, it felt like I was falling off a bed. Like, that was the scariest part of the whole ordeal, letting that hand go off that grate.
How high were you at that point?
Oh, I was probably 30 or 40 feet, and it was to a pile of slag.
Dude, no way! Like,
because we like took the metal out the holding furnace and like dripped it down into a pit, and the pit was like 6 or 7 stories down.
You haven't mentioned the heat of this metal. I picture it being burning super hot, nearly liquid.
No, this metal was like it hit the ground. It's been there for like 2 or 3 days, and it's basically like almost like jagged steel.
Yes,
it's kind of like formed.
Mm-hmm. Slag.
Yeah, so it wouldn't have been fun to hit.
No, it's a bed of spikes.
And then all I have is Mr. Sean Reddish going like, Jordy, can you put on fall gear? I can barely do that shit when I'm on the melt deck. You want me to do it while I'm hanging?
I mean, but a story is like, what, 12 feet or so?
10 feet.
Yeah, 10 is the number in my head, but yeah.
10 feet, okay.
Yeah.
Well, like, so did you, like, fall 1 story and then fall 4 more? After the
kinda. It initially was like this, and then you hit it, and then it just doom 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 like that.
But
like
you were still 40 feet in the air, and you started at 50 feet in the air, so you only fell 10. Back to your original question: could I survive that fall and walk away? Yes, I can fall 10
feet. Then he can still beat you up.
Well, you didn't really. The melter was 6 stories high, so I might have fell like 20 feet. But it felt like more because you have the crane failing to stop you with its brakes.
You would have to pay me more to fall 40 feet than you would to give me a Prince Albert if we're making those.
And it comes full circle.
Let me tell you this, Murka. If it came to me getting my penis pierced or doing that again, I would go penis piercing all day.
Yeah,
that is a scary moment.
I'm going to risk both of my legs broken and like laying there in a crumpled.
No, if I would have hit that pit, I would have been dead. 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 Like closed casket dead. Mother's not going to come see me. Veteran fireman throwing up dead.
That's a good dead right there. Yeah.
At 380 pounds and you're falling 40 feet. I mean, you're not going to hit maximum velocity there, but you're going to hit like 60 or 70 miles an hour. My body would crush me.
What's maximum velocity? 38 feet? All right, Google will know.
Wait, well, what do you mean? What's the acceleration?
Yeah, acceleration, maximum velocity.
The maximum velocity for a falling human?
It's like 130.
How long does it take to get to it?
You have to be falling way more than 38 feet to hit maximum velocity as a human. Otherwise, skydiving would be
acceleration is like 3 to the 3rd power times
10
3
meters
times 3
squared, right, or something?
Yeah. It's cubed, isn't it?
I don't know. Look at all our science. I have no idea.
I'm getting DOS still, so I can't actually use Google.
I have.
Wait, is this live?
No. They DOSed me for like 2 days after PK.
Oh,
I was way off. You would have to fall over 400 yards as a human to reach terminal velocity.
And terminal velocity is different for different humans.
Well, yeah, depending on your weight.
Actually, everything falls at the same speed unless you have air resistance.
Yeah, it's just a function of air resistance.
But there is air.
Exactly.
Was there air in your...
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. But like if you threw me and Murkadurkah off the Empire State Building, we'd fall at the same speed.
I don't know. I think I'd probably hit a little bit faster because I would.
My weight has nothing to factor in on that.
But your size does. What if Murkadurkah dove like
maybe if I
missile?
wore like a really baggy pants and baggy shirt, yeah.
Yeah, if it's my last thing I'm doing it right. So I'm diving.
So you'd hit before me.
Yeah, you're doing like the Superman stance, like straight forward, or like Neo flying in the Matrix when he kept getting faster and faster because he had to go save everybody. and he's going so fucking fast that the cars were being sucked into the whirlwind of awesomeness of that movie.
Yeah, the safety guy told me after the fall, because I was all shook up sitting in the break room shaking, He's like, when you fall, you hit 2 times. Your skin and everything hits first, and then your bones hit.
How much of a difference could that be, though?
That's how little guys can survive long falls, and big guys get crushed because your weight of your body crushes the bones.
Yeah, you throw a baby out a window, it's cool every time. Just ask Michael Jackson.
You can throw cats,
but wait,
though.
you can't, because that pedophile's fucking dead.
Was he a pedophile? Like, I know all the jokes.
Was O.J. Simpson a murderer?
I had no idea.
I think he was a pedophile.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think when
You wouldn't name your mansion Neverland unless
You wouldn't name a black baby blanket either.
If that guy was not a pedophile, then he's still fucking a weird-looking ghoul who liked children too much.
Weird-looking people who preferred the supple
Company of
buttholes of
children.
9-year-olds.
Yeah,
you know?
he's a weird-looking
Well, wasn't
fucking
his-
ghoul who
his
liked
defense
the
was
company
just-
of children.
His defense was just no. I just like to sleep with children. I don't like to actually sleep with the children.
Wait, was that really?
Yeah,
his
the
defense?
kid,
That was his
the
defense.
The guy is saying that like he didn't get to hang out with kids when he was little, so he wants to hang out with them now. I didn't get to eat like certain kinds of ice cream when I was little, but I don't weigh like 500 pounds. I'm not sitting here right now. Haagen-Dazs, I missed you when I was a child. No, you control yourself, you fucking ghoul.
Yeah, he's a scary-looking dude.
He looked like a ghoul from Fallout. Go play Fallout, fight the ghouls, then go look at Michael Jackson.
Or better yet, watch Wings' Fallout 3 Let's Play.
Yeah, go fight the ghouls tomorrow, Wings.
Yeah, I
Show
never-
I already did. I do it in the first 3 videos.
Title it Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Michael Jackson, by the way, if you can't tell.
Yeah,
'Cause I
tricky.
think
You know what?
I think he ruined children's lives.
This is
I like
not-
his music.
I like some of
Thriller.
his music. I rarely ever pirate music. I just buy it, right? I find that iTunes is a pretty nice buying experience, and it's way better than going to Pirate Bay and finding random stuff. I like iTunes. I buy most of my music on that. Now I get it from Google Play. But when it came to wanting Michael Jackson songs, I was like, you know what? I'm not giving this cocksucker any of my money. He's the only
Yep.
guy I stole from.
I stole from Metallica.
I steal from everyone I get music from.
Yeah, broke.
I
broke.
look at it like
Simple.
I look at it like this. I've bought every single Eminem CD that came out, but it's if I don't still have those CDs, so I should be
Yeah.
free to download those at will, right?
Yeah, you paid for it once. You
Yeah.
shouldn't have to re-up.
Yeah, just because the Eminem show got really scratched the fuck up in the back of my F-150 doesn't mean that I shouldn't be able to download the Marshall Mathers LP.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's
Those
like
are different.
like, do you listen
They
to
were together, Woody. I thought that was a given.
do you listen to any famous comedians like at all? Like, do you know who Bill Burr is?
Bill Burr is my favorite.
Bill
comedian.
Burr.
Bill Burr is my
Let me
favorite
say this
comedian by
about
far.
comedians. Anybody who wants to argue with me, sometimes people will argue against Michael Jordan, and you just got to lay out how many championships the motherfucker won, even though he's retired twice. Bill Burr is the same thing. Most comedians, like you look at somebody like Richard Pryor or George Carlin, how many specials did they actually have throughout their entire 30 and 40-year careers? It's just a handful. Bill
Yeah.
Burr has 4 specials that are all fucking gold, and the dude's closing in on 40. I'd say looks like he's about 42.
He's 44 now. Like,
Okay, yeah.
If you don't listen to his podcast, the Monday morning podcast, it's just him ranting every Monday. It's the fucking funniest thing ever.
Bill Burr's amazing.
Yeah, if you don't listen to Bill Burr, check out his shit. But he even said, I stole his newest special, and then I listened to one of his podcasts, and he was like, you know what? I don't care if you steal it. Just don't fucking pretend that you're sharing it. Just admit that you stole it. Don't be a douche. And I
Bill
was
Burr
like,
looks
you
like
know what? I'm
Manny
gonna go back
Parks from
and buy
Death Wish 3.
that special. So I went and bought it after I already had it, just to support him.
I've never pirated anything of his. I just watch his stuff on Netflix. But that's the other thing. He's on Netflix. All 4 specials. I want to say there's 4. There's at least 3.
Netflix.com/Woody. Get a free month.
Yeah, all in caps. All in caps. Go get a free month of Bill Burr, motherfuckers.
Nah.
Woody, all caps.
It's
Yeah,
not all
get it.
caps. It's a
Woody, all
URL.
caps.
Netflix.com/Woody. You'll go there.
Yeah.
look you up,
Yeah,
free
he
month.
had Emotionally Unavailable. He had the expanded one of that. Then he had Why Do I Do This? Let It Go, and You People Are All the Same.
I love when he's talking about his dog,
I know, and
how the dog would feed off of his emotions. He's like, I'd be getting really pissed off and shit at the fucking TV, and then the dogs are there like getting all jacked up too, like it's getting furious.
talking about how dogs read. They actually do that. That's a real thing. I looked it up after that. Dogs feed off your emotion. And he was saying he'd be all pissed about something, and then he would come down from it, but the dog wouldn't come down. So he'd be trying to chill with the dog, and the dog would still be in those Game 7 walking through the corridor,
Kids walking to the Rose Bowl.
Like, this is what we play for. Like, so fucking, like so amped about nothing. Like, that's how dogs get. They just feed off.
So comedians hate hecklers, right? They can't stand it.
Yeah.
The contempt that comedians have for hecklers surprises me. There's such a problem with it. But whenever I watch YouTube clips and stuff or see a comedian deal with a heckler, it's usually the highlight of the show. I wonder why comedians hate hecklers as much as they do, given that hecklers are just like soft pitches.
Why do you hate that
I
guy
have an
knifing
answer.
you, Woody?
I've got no. I got the answer for this. So it's because early in comedians' life, when they haven't crafted the response for every insult, it ruins their show. So there was a learning experience when this guy was up and coming and fighting to get time on stage, where his sets would get completely ruined by some drunk college chick. And over time, and over his successful career, they craft these like responses. I heard one guy saying, he's like, "Oh, I've got a response for any and every possible insult. No matter what they say, I instantly turn it around and everybody's laughing at him." And that's like in the Bill Burr special that Merk is just describing. This lady like shouts out some question. And he's like, "What the fuck? Aren't you the dumb bitch that got up to go to the bathroom halfway through? Like we're not filming a fucking special?" And the crowd just chews her out. It's great. Like,
yeah, and, like it's
cocked
because
and loaded.
they have to have. Like, I can't imagine having an hour and 15 minutes of material organized where you know all your cadence, all your pacing, and all that, and having somebody interject and ruin that or ruin the pacing you had, or especially if they heckle during like a pause during a joke, you know, like that could ruin the entire bit if they heckle at the wrong time.
Louis C.K. had this great thing. Like somebody complimented him, said, "I love your shoes," or "You look
Yeah,
sexy."
I saw that on Reddit.
Oh, did you? Okay, yeah. And he's like, "I am perhaps the least appropriate person to talk to right now within miles. I am doing a show for 2,500 people right here for the benefit of a charity. And you are talking to me right now." He's like, "Me and maybe a pilot landing. The two of us you shouldn't be talking to right now." It was pretty good. But again, nothing else on that special made it on YouTube, right? It was the Reddit thing that got upvoted. She probably created the highlight of his little routine.
Yeah.
I agree, and I have no problem with hecklers messing with like set up like professional comics because they usually destroy the heckler anyway. First of all, the heckler's usually drunk.
I've seen comedians in real life, and I laugh at their jokes, and I laugh hard at their funny jokes. Perfect audience.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they want you to do. They don't want you yelling out like, "I love you, Dane Cook," or whatever the fuck.
Oh no, Dane Cook wants that. If you're out there,
yeah, Dane Cook is a narcissistic. Like,
can you blame him? No, hang on a minute. Hang on a damn minute.
My jokes and tell me you love me.
Let me just say this. No, I like it because I'm gonna say this. If when I went to work, I ran into a gigantic fucking auditorium with rock music playing and lights flashing, and the stage was my symbol, and I stood on it completely surrounded by literally tens of thousands of fans, many of which are hot fucking chicks that are screaming "fuck me" and like throwing like panties and shit at him, I'm gonna be a little narcissistic.
Yeah, you will.
I'm gonna have a hard time keeping my ego down to earth.
The biggest part I don't like about Dane Cook is that his material, he's not funny. I don't find him funny, I should say, because a lot of people do, and that's fine. I just don't find him funny.
I really like his cadence. I think the way he delivers, how his voice rises up, and then it's like, and he does like a couple of different voices, even though people don't know it. It's just his inference and the way he says things. He's got excellent delivery.
His cadence is the worst part.
That's what I like.
Like when he gets angry, he just puts his elbows together and leans in and he yells until it's almost like he's like the audience is like, I guess I should laugh. Like that's the worst part. People like Bill Burr, Louis C.K., Richard Pryor, George Carlin, even Sam Kinison, like they all had fantastic cadence and knew how to deliver a joke. Like he yells at you the punchline over and over.
I like it.
You laugh.
I like being yelled at. I feel like every time he like reiterates the same thing and he takes it one step further, that he's like ringing the audience for their laughs.
I'll tell you another person that sucks. That the guy with the stupid puff, Jeff Dunham.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Really?
I don't like that guy.
I find him to be super talented. While his material's kind of juvenile and not all that funny, I think he's super talented. I like it. It's a show.
He's definitely talented, but I think the only reason for me is that puppets creep me out. Like puppets creep me out.
Okay. See, that's unfair bias.
I
You have a puppy.
You're a puppetist. God.
He
Yeah,
has
I'm
puppetophobia.
Yeah, I don't even go that far.
Yeah,
what?
even Lefty's
what?
not a puppetist.
Lefty's like, Pinocchio was bullshit.
Lefty hates black puppets more than anything on Earth.
Lefty is part of a 4-man organization to take down the black puppeteers of America.
No.
All 9 of them, or however many. Like,
There are 7. Thank you very much.
7 black.
Morgan Freeman
Yeah,
is
that one
actually
black guy in the
involved.
NHL, we got to get him the hell out of there.
Oh,
Oh,
is there
just
one?
we need that on a 10-hour loop.
That one black guy in the NHL, get him out of there. And I think there's like 3 guys that are black in the NHL now.
Yeah, there's a defenseman for the Flyers.
Oh no, that's spray tan.
No, he's actually black.
I know.
One of my favorite
You
players
get
ever
to
was
dictate
black.
what actually black means.
All right, you know what? All right, that's
I love just
getting late anyway.
All right.
Piling on the races.
Hey, don't pretend like you don't like everybody coming by, giving you tongue-in-cheek.
Oh no!
Lefty.
Yes, I wish millions of them a day would come by and tell
Lefty,
me that I'm racist.
if you really wanted to be a sport about this, you'd show up one night with the KKK robe or a Nazi uniform.
Oh my god, I would do that for the views.
Just take it off and put it on the back of your chair.
No, wear it. Wear it.
I'd be like,
Show up as
sorry.
racist Lefty. Have that be your buddy. You know, maybe that was your cousin Lefty, and he showed up. It doesn't have to be you. He just
Show up
sounds like you.
What's
and
funny
wears
is this. So the first night that racist Lefty happened, he's like, "No, stop calling me racist Lefty. I don't really like it, and this and that." And I'm like, "Unsub Lefty," and he's like, "Whoa, stop! No, don't unsub Lefty. No, the racist Lefty's better."
Yep. I'd prefer racist Lefty over unsub Lefty.
I really don't give a shit about either. Just calling racist Murka or sexist Murka, as long as people show up, as long as they show
You know what
up.
I would really hate? You know what I would really hate more than anything in this world?
Broke Lefty?
Sub Lefty.
Sub Lefty.
Sub him.
Yes.
Subscribe.
So,
I would hate
like,
that so much.
Are you talking about them submitting you?
Did you guys know my name from high school? They used to call me Like and Favorite Woody. Yeah, they always Like and Favorite Woody, and we should call me that.
You shouldn't ask for likes.
Good old like and fave Woody. Just working for an honest dime. Trying.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
And then there's old.
Oh! I just realized you're doing an impression. Oh, Kyle's doing an impression of a prominent YouTuber.
I'm a communist.
What are you doing? You
No
know
one.
who is so
No
talented,
one.
it's
Stop
unbelievable? Is Jenna Marbles. It's just so
Talented.
shocking every
and
time I watch
beautiful.
one of her new
Yep.
videos, and I realize how poignant and thought out and really just of such high grade comedic value everything she says is. It's almost as though she takes hours upon hours to think about what she's going to say, and she doesn't just hop on there and say, "Go, I'm so hot, nobody's never told me I'm not funny, and here I am on YouTube." Like, and it's like that's how I feel about her.
Are you
She-
insulting the "How to Mildly Annoy My Dog" video?
Yeah. Wait. No, I don't even know what that video is. I'm insulting her.
She
Jenna
made a
Marbles
video
is the worst.
where she would do things like pet her dog the wrong way.
She's awful.
Jenna Marbles, maybe
know that.
Jenna. If there is a queen of YouTube, it is Jenna
No,
Marbles.
she does a great job of manipulating 13-year-old boys who are too
Oh,
afraid
with the
to look at
manipulation
Her-
charges.
no, dude, I saw her. No, she
What?
did some sort of event in Europe. I
Yeah,
saw
Ireland.
I saw that massive crowd in Ireland. Those weren't 13-year-old boys.
She's so
Those
not
were-
funny, it hurts.
Those were like men and women in their 20s.
My problem with Jenna Marbles, it's not really a problem, and it's not something that she did wrong. When her first videos came out, she had a mix of like silly videos, you know, like not really thought out super stuff, and sort of insightful gender politics things. I'm not going to say that she's going to win a Nobel laureate for it, if that's even a thing. But, you know, it was like a well thought out sort of gender politic video. And then, you know, she did a silly one and then another really well thought out gender politics video. And after a while, it got to be, I could either tell you what she would say on gender politics because I feel like I understand her thought process having seen all her videos, or I was disappointed that it wasn't like a gender politic video. And now I want her to do, like, give me another area in which you have a lot of, you know, sort of, you know, deep-seated opinions to run on for a while. And it's an impossible task. Like, what I'm asking her to change without changing, to give me something new that's just like what I had before and no more silly stuff. And,
Yeah.
like, what got her here doesn't keep her here. Like to stay as your 20,000 new sub a day Titan. I want her to. I don't know what I'm asking from her, but it's.
What got her here is her looks, and to pretend that anything other than her looks is what's responsible for her status on YouTube is disingenuous. It is 100% due to her looks.
That's like saying what got PewDiePie where he is screaming.
Yeah,
there's a whole package
She
there.
is successful because she's beautiful, she's insightful, at least a little, and more than a little. I'm going to give her credit for being insightful on at least the topic of gender politics. And she's also kind of dirty. Like all the other vloggers before her, especially the female ones, were really, it was like their outdoor voice, their polite version, their representative version of them. Jenna Marbles let you hear like, the seedy version of her. I'm sure if I introduced Jenna Marbles to my mom, she'd be a complete gentle lady. But, the version of her that goes on YouTube is more unfiltered. And no one had done that before. So we have a smart, hot, unfiltered woman on YouTube, and it was a recipe.
You know who I like?
I've never seen anything of value intellectually from her videos.
Right, we're 30 minutes past the 2-hour mark.
Hang on a damn minute,
stop fussing. Yeah.
If Jenna Marbles is the queen of YouTube, then like the sexy cousin is definitely Miss Hannah Meeks. Those enormous breasts of hers that she shoots from a camera that must be mounted to her ceiling fan.
Yeah.
She does the Japanese word of the day. For those of you who don't know, it's called a JWoww. And I have not learned any Japanese, but my hand is sore. It's Those videos are epic. And you keep clicking thumbnails because you think the cleavage is getting better, and it is. Every video
that's
is
why
better.
your hand is sore from clicking?
Yes, from clicking the link.
I didn't. That wasn't where I went when your hand got sore.
That wasn't where my hand really went either.
Masturbating to the image of this girl's cleavage.
That's exactly. And I've seen like one picture where they might actually be her boobs, but we can't tell if it's photoshopped or not. And it's like a 4chan legend. Like everybody's like, I don't know if it's real or not. They keep posting it. And they'll be like,
can I tell a story?
Please.
So I'm in high school, and my friend is like hitting puberty. Maybe it was 8th grade or something. It was high school. And anyway, he has a muscle here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but this little like bump muscle, I'm trying to flex it. Mine's not that well developed. His was like a golf ball. I can do it better if I like tuck in here or something. Like this thing. It was like a golf ball on there. And he's like, what is this muscle for? Does anybody know? Like, I don't get it. Like, and you looked at him and you're like, holy fuck, look at that golf ball on this side. Like, is it a tumor? And no, I went to Ocean City High School, which is relevant because there's all sorts of like yachters and stuff. Like even little sunfish, like people would sail as a hobby. And he's showing it to like person after person, and everyone is like, dude, I have no idea what that is. It was clearly muscle. You could touch it. And another guy, eventually he comes through, he's like, oh, I know that. That's the sailor's muscle. You get it from like this motion right here. And he immediately turned like pale and wanted to change the topic because he knew how the teenage version of him had built up that freaking sailor's muscle. So that's my story.
So it was a sailor. That's cool.
Yeah, he never sailed.
Was he good? So wait, then how did he develop the muscle? I don't get it.
From masturbating.
So that's Painkiller already, episode 126. Our guest Murkadurkah. Sub and like and favorite and do all those things. And Lefty, I don't even know. Is he still a guest?
Fuck Lefty. He's a racist. I saw him in a KKK wardrobe.
If you're looking for a partnership, come to your boy Wings' channel. I'll hook you up.
There you go.
Before you do that, go to my channel and listen to the Don't Be a Douche podcast.
Next Gen update. They're not even paying for this ad because we told them we do it live. But it's been there, the whole thing. We'll try and have a successful live show sometime in the future. So thanks, everybody.
Good night.
All right.